just clap to sync.
But welcome back, everybody, to the Blueprint Podcast, the podcast where she got to pay like she win and she know me, she own me. All facts, no caps on wax. Today I'm joined by my co-host, JK the Visual. Stu is currently
Unavailable,
you know, doing his own thing right now. So it's just me, John, and a very special guest to this last episode. He is a multi-creative digital marketer, probably the best in the city. Actually, not even probably, the best in the city, okay? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Jerry Abasto. How are you feeling, Jerry?
Appreciate you, bro. I'm feeling great.
You should feel great, man. It must feel great to be you.
Blessed and highly favored, bro.
Those suede boots.
Yeah,
bro, I'm telling you, these Chelsea's are nice.
Yeah, I mean, you dressed like dapper today, dude. It's looking
I didn't know if we were gonna be on camera, so I gotta.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I guess I never really tell people like, yo, we're gonna be on camera, but I just assume, it's a podcast. Everybody watches or listens to a podcast. They probably assume they're gonna be on camera.
I figured I'm the last one of the year, so dress for the occasion, right?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, that's what Jimmy meant when he said the last one. Because he said the last one, I'm like, not the last one.
The last episode ever. We're done after this. Okay?
Yeah, we're closing it out.
Tapping out.
Me and John, we don't like each other anymore.
So that's why Jerry's in the middle between both of us right now. He's keeping us separate.
Okay.
All right, but Jerry, dude, thank you for coming on, and believe me, we're very grateful that you said yes to the last episode of the year for us, man. Even though you kind of didn't know about it, that it was the last one, but it is.
No, I'm thankful, man. I love what y'all do over here. I've listened to every single episode now. I needed to make sure I do my proper research before I come in here, see what kind of fuck shit y'all are on, and then
we're on all the
get to it.
We're talking about all the bullshit.
I'm here for it, bro. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to the questions. I know you guys got plenty, so
I want to talk about when I first found you, which was through the bracket. Okay. Now, from the outside looking in, that was a genius way to build your name, right? Because you are putting rappers' egos at stake, and the thing that we care about the most is our ego, right? That's why we do this at the end of the day. It's to fuel our ego. You know what I mean? So you're going to take that and you're going to put them up against each other, right? You're putting brother on brother, right? A whole Reno Civil War. And he knew that this was going to build your name, right? Because people are like, oh, he knows me and he's putting me in his bracket. I fuck with him. You know what I mean? Smart move, 100%. Right? Now, when you were building this bracket, were these things that you thought of, or you just like, fuck, I'm going to just do something fun for the city?
Well, definitely for those of y'all that don't know, in a past life, I was a rapper out here in the scene.
Oh, that was going to be one of my questions.
And so I went by the name of JBMV, and I was on some fuck shit, some Kanye shit, and I was on every show, opening every show, making sure that my name was everywhere. And so that translated into this bracket. I'm like, COVID's hitting. I need something to do with my life. 90% of my close friends are still in the scene. So let's have some fun, because during that time, everyone was like, I'm number one in the city, hottest in the city. And it was a never ending debate. So I'm like,
let's find out.
Yeah, let's do it. And so, I mean, that's where the bracket stemmed from. But then in selecting for the bracket, it was 100% on me. There was no outside influence. It was who did I know at the time, right? Who, like, what vets did I know that did amazing and have a great resume? And then checking the temperature of the scene. Okay, like the Lil Traffics and the ZP Radix, like who would be hot enough in this new scene to go against a veteran that has a lengthy resume, right? So, but yeah, to your point, to reestablish my name, definitely.
It was a smart move. Yeah. I looked at that. I was like, "This is the most intelligent shit I ever saw in my life."
Appreciate that.
at least in this scene. Yeah. This man took people's emotions and put them up against each other. Yeah, I was like,
that's almost like very strategic and just maniacal in some way. But I respect it, because honestly, like, so speaking of the bracket, that's actually when I found out about you, like who you were just from the start. I had no idea that you had that kind of background, that you used to be like in the game like that either. So I was kind of like, again, that was just information as it kept getting passed on from people to people. So I mean, I don't think I've ever spoken to you about your rap life.
Yeah, it was very mediocre.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't have known that, because it never like occurred to me to ask you that. It's always like, we always speak very like.
I think I always figured that he used to rap. Because I was like, how else would you know who these people are? Right?
I mean, again, like you brought it up like very like sporadically, like, like, hey, like, I used to be part of the game, like I kind of know how to work the system a little bit. I never really never clicked in my head when you say stuff like that. I'm like, huh, what does he mean by that?
Yeah, and I mean, for me, like the bracket was also it was fun for me to be detached from the scene as a rapper, and to just let that shit play out. Right? There was a lot of people, oh, I don't want to be part of the popularity contest and all that. I'm like, welcome to the world of entertainment, right? Whether you like it, right, left, indifferent,
See,
this is here. This is here
thing
for
too.
you.
When they say I don't want to be part of the popular, that's a whole ass lie. All
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
that's why you're in this.
yeah. I mean, artists are always gonna be like kind of gunning for that or like vying for that kind of like.
If you're rapping for 10 years and you don't even have over 100 monthly listeners, you're gonna quit. Right, because
Facts.
you're like,
It's discouraging.
Right now. It's a popularity contest at the end of the day. You know, even back in the day when it was about lyrics, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was still a popularity contest.
Yeah, who's got the best lyrics?
Exactly.
All day, you vie for that top position every single day, whether it's at a local level, state level, global level. You want that top spot always,
right.
and if you don't,
then you don't belong in the game.
Then it's a hobby, and then I mean, we shouldn't even be having a conversation with you about a bracket because you shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't take hobbies seriously.
No, please don't.
That's the point. That's the point of a
don't
hobby.
take it too seriously. Right. Yeah.
So continue on like basically like how the bracket like I guess went, and how did it affect you basically after it was over, and what did you get out of it that kind of pushed you on to where you're at now?
So really, that was my way to check the temperature of like the new scene, right? So that was my way of checking the pulse and letting the younger cats know who I am. Like the veterans, I've already worked with 90% of the veterans, whether I'm designing their cover art, like we've worked together, I've directed their videos, something, like got models for their videos, anything. I needed that young pulse. I needed to get to the younger cats, the new up and comers, that new young energy. So that's where that went. After the bracket, probably, I don't know, like a month or so, because it played out differently than I thought it. Like the finalists, I never thought it would be Poppy and Bamboo. Like not as I thought it would be. I thought Savvy was gonna be up there. I thought Tone was gonna be there.
I thought the heavy hitters.
I thought Traffic was gonna be up there.
Yeah, I thought
Traffic
was
hot at the time.
Yeah,
right?
heavy hitters, bro.
And let me go on record and say this. I don't want you to take any Traffic. I don't want you to take any disrespect. I didn't know about him, and I should have known about him, and that's why I took myself out of the bracket and gave him that spot, because I'm like, damn, I really fucked up. Like, you should have been in here, and you probably should have taken somebody else's spot, like, in there. But I didn't check the pulse enough. I didn't do enough research. So let me go on record and say, bro, I love what you do. I've listened to the music. I fuck with it, and I wish I would have done better research then.
But that's something that at least you were able to acknowledge, and you know, some people wouldn't acknowledge that, but you were able to just like, you know, hey, you know what, I apologize, I acknowledge, you know, my mistake, but you know, this
and
is
I'm
what
big
happened.
on that. Like if I feel like I've wronged someone, or I feel like an apology is needed, I'm gonna make sure that it's done in a public forum as well as a face to face. And so I've met with him face to face. I've said that to his face, but a lot of people wouldn't know that, so I'm here. Might as well let the listeners hear too.
Just
people
telling people
assume, this person don't like this person because they haven't said anything publicly.
Facts.
Which is like, I hate the internet for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, you kind of have to. You either adapt or you fail. You know what I mean?
But then there's also the other side of it too. Like, oh, you know, I brought a whole production through for you to see me apologize to this man. That's cap. You know, like. You had to have the cameras on at this specific time. It's like, well, I mean, what the fuck do you want from me? Like, I'm trying to give you what you need. Yeah, there's way too many variables. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you don't have to do everything like around or in like social media. Like a lot of things like get played like on the outside. You know, like you do things on the outside. Like, yeah, you could apologize to somebody, but most people won't know about that. Like unless like you talk to the person directly. I personally like doing things directly too, just because like, you know, if I do something wrong, you know, I want to go up to the person. I'm not just gonna send a message, because sometimes the message doesn't get like, sometimes messages through like the internet or through a text get taken out of context.
Yeah, you get a tone. You get you make an assumption of what's going on instead of having that interaction. The other part about the bracket is it was one man's opinion, my opinion, on who I put in the bracket, right? There wasn't a committee. This isn't the fucking Grammys. There aren't a bunch of old heads like, you know, well, maybe, you know, the next time I do the bracket, which, yes, I'll be doing another bracket, next year. There won't be a whole bunch of veterans out there that haven't done anything, and it's gonna be 100% reliant on your numbers. Numbers don't lie. Like, well, I should say there are some folks that I know for a fact there's some streaming numbers that get played with a little bit, but as long as you're active in the scene, I feel like you deserve a little bit of shine, and that's where that bracket's gonna go. So, and also there was a couple cats that had moved, right? So like Dope, Ayo, that's Dope, Logic One, he lives in Sacramento, but he was in there because he is a like pillar of dope ass rap out here, and I felt like he deserved that. Bamboo is another example. Like, he is a veteran. He is the scene, as far as like developing the scene back before I was even rapping. I felt like he deserved that shine, right? So he was in the bracket. Then he goes to the end, and it's like, and then Poppy, right?
Yeah.
He's a transplant. He came from California. Motherfucker ends up like winning the whole thing, and I'm just like, bro, this, I didn't even think it was good. Like, all respect to him.
Little
He killed.
transplant won the bracket.
Yeah, little transplant won the bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it goes to show that people outside of this city, they have a fan base, and it still translates in town. You know?
I mean, because we're pretty close to like people from like Sac, and I could totally understand where it could translate in that way. But you don't think about it until you actually see.
But those numbers were ridiculous for him, and like consistently. That's the other part is like the bracket. I made it a point like to do it like March Madness. This shit doesn't carry out for fucking ever. It is 1 week, bam, bam, bam. We're doing this side of the bracket, and then we're done.
No best out of 3 or something. No,
fuck
it's just
all that.
Well, it's
like,
one match. Game on. It's over.
Into the popularity contest, I feel like it also tested people's nuts when it came to how much their fan base will show up for them, right? Can you get your fans to go on some random person's Instagram to hit a button,
right,
consistently?
Which just sounds easy, but that's the hardest shit ever.
Yeah, but it tests your fan base. It tests your fan base, really though. It's like, okay, cool. I have a show at Jubs, right? Come out, free show. Of course, people are showing up. Hey, I got a $5 show at Jubs. Come out. Starts trickling down. It's testing your fan base, and if anything, I hope that people took that, were able to test their fan base and pull something away from that. Not just like, oh, it's a popularity contest. Fuck this bracket.
Oh man, I might have to zoom in and post on that one just get closer to you just while you're talking. That was beautiful. That was perfect. And also, R.I.P. to Jubs.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Throw it out there. R.I.P.
Man, fuck COVID, bro. Fuck COVID.
Jimmy,
I was hoping to at least perform one time.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jimmy, you never experienced Jubs, did you?
What are you talking about? I've been there so many times.
I'm saying on the stage.
On stage.
Oh, on stage? Oh, no.
That energy is different, bro.
Oh,
from
dude.
the stage, it's a little bit different.
It was some fun times.
I was hoping to at least perform one time, right, before it shut down. Because, like,
the energy in there was always crazy.
It was like last year that it like shut down, like 2020, right?
It was during like the peak of COVID, I believe.
Yeah, so that's when I dropped my mixtape Ballistics, and I was like, I'm gonna perform this at Jubs, right? Because I had talked to Dan, right? I talked to the people that ran it, and I was like, how much? And they told me, and I was like, I'm gonna pay that. And I had all the money ready, and I was ready to send it. And then I forget who told me, but I think it was either you or Stu, and they're like, oh yeah, Jubs is dead, and I was like,
that might have been me.
Like, might have been
me.
Yeah, it was somebody that I knew early on, and I was like, "Fuck, dude." I was like, I was heartbroken a little bit because I've been to Jubs so many times. You know, like I've always like looked at that stage, just like I can't wait to be on that stage. You know what I mean?
I mean, like when I heard about Jubs being closed, I think somebody told me, but I didn't believe it until I saw the fresh coat of paint. That's when I knew it was over. That's when I knew it was over.
I saw the picture of the sign on the ground. And I was like, damn.
That's a signal that it is dead.
Sorry,
it's over.
But I mean, I'm an old head. I've been around long enough to see that happen to so many venues, and then they come back as something else, and then like
I mean that does happen around here a lot. So
my first performance ever as an artist was in Sparks on Victorian. It was called The Alley at the time. Now it's the Country Bar, Mummers. No, now it's Roundhouse Saloon. That tells you it just changed.
Wow. Man.
Yeah, so I mean, then it used to be packed, nothing but hip hop heads in there, and now it's Boo Scoop Boogie, Boo Scoop Boogie, and that motherfucker.
Shit, I just had my first performance ever. What was it? That show was like a couple weeks ago, right?
Oh, you're talking about at
Okram?
Yeah, Okram.
Yeah.
How was that?
I was too fucked up.
Be honest. How was it? How was the experience, bro?
from what I remember of the night, I had a lot of fun, right? I felt like a fucking boss. You know what I mean? Because I had a bitch up there with me, you know, and I was like, you know, but I was too worried about the bitch, right? And I was not worried about the crowd enough. And I was just like, I'm going to do my thing, whatever, hook, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's up, bitch? Ain't I the coolest motherfucker you ever met in your life?
Hey. You say I got the hook, and that's all I need. The rest focuses on you. That's wild.
Right. And then I do remember, like, halfway through, they cut off my mic. Which, yeah, but I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Like time or like?
No, it wasn't time. It was like halfway through the song, I believe, because I got through like the first hook and I was able to hear myself through the speakers.
Yeah, because it was you and Poppy, right? Like you basically just like on the stage. Yeah, and then I don't know what happened to your mic because I remember I was there and I was like, yo, I don't know if he's actually like rapping in the mic or like I just can't hear nothing. Like he's just
because I remember I was like rapping, but I couldn't like hear anything. But like at the same time, I was like super fucking drunk, so I was like. Whatever. You know, I don't even care. You know what I mean? I'm having too much fun right now, and I look cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Whatever. But, like, you know, in retrospect, I, like, woke up the next morning hungover. I was, like, watching the video. I was like, I'm such a fucking loser. What is this?
But you had a good-ass time, though, right?
Yeah, I had a good time, which is, you know, it was all I could really ask for because, like, you know, you probably could relate to this, but I'm sure you could. Your first performance is, like, thinking about it is just terrifying.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah,
100%.
like I was supposed to perform at Holland Project for a Trev Stone's show.
Yeah, oh man.
And I was supposed to go up there. That DJ was pissing me off too much. I was about to beat his ass. Like,
Jesus.
I was mad because I was like, "Hey, bro, you figure out that?" He's like, "Honestly, that's not my biggest problem right now." And I said to him, I was like, "I'm about to make it your biggest problem." I was fucking pissed, but at the same time, I was kind of relieved because I was like, "Oh, I don't have to do it. I don't have to perform."
Oh
that ego transcends to the DJs too, bro. That like everybody has a higher priority. Yeah, I don't know. Live performances. I mean, big reason why I stopped doing music is because it just stopped being fun for me, man.
Yeah, I was about to go into that next question too, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, not to continue because I was gonna segue into that because I did want to know like why did you stop? How did you know that you weren't gonna continue that, and how did you end up getting into what you're doing now?
So, big reason is it stopped being fun, but also, so obviously I have an older son. That relationship was killed because I wanted to be a rapper, and I wanted the playboy mentality. I wanted a bunch of bitches around me. I wanted drinks. I didn't want to come home till like 5, 6 in the morning and don't ask me questions. Right. But then it jeopardized my relationship with my older son because I mean, dad's not around. Like who's this dude? Like I'm always drunk or I'm sleeping. Like I didn't have like drug abuse issues or anything, thankfully. But, like, I just wasn't present.
He was just like, is this dad or is this JB?
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. And so I just stopped. And then I had a conversation with my now wife. And I was like, look, I enjoy making music, but it's going to be a hobby, right? It's going to be a thing where when I have a little bit of extra money and I have some lyrics to get off my chest and I have a passion for it, I'll put something out. But until I have that like strike of inspiration, I don't really care anymore. And the live performance aspect of it, to your point with the DJ and all that shit, like when my DJ, I had a DJ, my personal DJ Jazzy Gems. When he moved to Colorado, I didn't want to do it anymore because I couldn't trust the person to scratch my sections or, you know, to play to the crowd or be a part of my performance anymore. And being a solo act, like,
yeah, because most DJs will just be like, I'm gonna just play this shit and shut up.
Like, no, like, you press play and just go like this. No, like, shouts to DJ Ryan because he was the only person that ever spun my shit after that kept that energy going, right? So there's that point with my son and then the live performance aspect. And then, to be honest, like, I was a mediocre artist. I wasn't a phenomenal writer. Like, I had some cool lyrics, but you can only write about the same topic so much before it gets old to even you, right? And I wasn't getting a lot of like new experiences. Like I did a tour with the Pack. Shouts to Amplified Entertainment for you know, got my Vans on, it looked like sneakers, right? So we went to Bend, we went to Boise, we had a couple shows here, Tahoe, and it was cool. It was a nice experience. But then I was opening for them, but got like no love, you know. And I'm like, it's because you're a mediocre artist opening for a world-renowned act. Like, realize where you fall in this whole little platform. And I'm like, it's not fun. Like, I'm not getting that back from the crowd. And yeah,
you're putting your soul into it, but nobody was giving their soul back.
Oh, facts. Yeah, and that's just the end of JBMV. Yeah.
But the thing I respect, right, because most people, when they quit making music, they'll go back to their 9 to 5. They'll go back to doing the stupid shit that they're trying to escape from in the first place. But you, I don't know the timeline here. I don't know when you quit and when you started the Abasto Company, you know, but the fact of the matter is that you came back to doing your creative shit, right? You still came back to pursue a life that was better than a 9 to 5, a life of, you know, well, better than, you know, that's a little, you know, different, because you got to fucking hustle for every fucking dollar you make at the end of the day. Like, you got to kill for that shit, you know? But at the same time, you went from working for somebody to working for yourself.
Facts.
You know, that I could respect that, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they'll quit, go back to working at Home Depot and fucking, you know, moving pallets around for the rest of their life, you know? But, like, some people, like you, who quit, they'll be like, I still hate working for other people. I am going to run my own shit. And you know what? I'm going to take the creativity that I know that I have a passion for, and I'm going to channel that into something else, and I'm going to channel that into another stream of revenue that can make me money so I can provide for my family.
Yeah.
I respect that. Yeah. Like, that's huge, you know, because like I said, a lot of people, they quit, go back to their job. You know what I mean?
Let me patch the timeline, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I dropped a mixtape and I hired someone to do my cover art, and it was ass cheeks. It was the worst fucking cover art. Like, even my son could have created better cover art. Day one, Photoshop. Go click something.
Right.
So I ended up going and enrolling Full Sail online. Full Sail University. They're in Winter Park, Florida.
I know what they are.
And so I have my bachelor's with graphic design, and the big reason why is because there wasn't anyone here that was doing cover art, and I became that guy, freelancing for everyone that needed cover art. If there is horrible artwork that was done in Reno anytime, that was me learning.
You had to start somewhere, dude. Yeah, you had to start somewhere.
Responsible for Savvy Balboa's first class cover?
No.
Okay, thank you. I just want
do you want me to speak on that? Because I don't want to, but I mean,
the first class cover?
I don't like it.
No, yeah, that cover sucks.
Yeah,
I think I texted Savvy. I was like, let me do your cover art, please. I'll do it for free.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I know the person that does his artwork.
And in all honesty, like that's crazy that you kind of went, like, obviously from, you know, dropping like your last mixtape, and you kind of like looked around and saw like, oh man, the cover art here is like trash. I'm gonna take it upon myself and go to school, get a degree, come back, and then just take over. Like it's insane.
Yeah. And so I freelanced for 10 years. I actually had well, people say that they own a company, but they don't really, right? So I had Rumor Media for a while, and I didn't have an official LLC, but it was, you know, it was out there like, damn, Jerry owns the Rumor Media or whatever. And we started creating this, but I didn't have the money to really start that company or to make it more than what I wished.
More than just an Instagram page.
Yeah, and at the time I was still working a 9 to 5, still going to school, all that, and then
but you're still pursuing that dream of owning your own business.
Yeah. And so from that time, I'm constantly freelancing and just stacking my money behind the scenes, creating that clientele. So you fast forward to now and you see what the Abasto Co is now. It's because it was built behind the scenes for a decade. You know, it's for a lot of people like yourself, like, you'd be like, damn, Jerry came out of nowhere. No, I've been here. It's just you didn't know the Abasto Co name. You didn't know Jerry Abasto. Like, people knew like JB. Like, oh, that's the dude that does graphics. Like, there wasn't even a photography aspect to my business at all prior to January.
Yeah, it's very recently, right? Yeah, because that's how, again, I found out about you, like, through the bracket, but that's when I found out, oh, you do like graphic design stuff. I didn't know you had a company at the time, and then all of a sudden, like, you came up with the Abasto, and I just assumed, like, I just assumed, like, yeah, you were putting in the work, like, a long time before you even decided to put the company. So I was right.
Yeah, 100%.
But I mean, if anything, I respect that a lot, because I mean, that's kind of just a lot of artists, like, out here, like, they're gonna be grinding for a while before they truly, like, getting to their own, you know. And you're a good like prime example. Like people are listening to this now, like this is a prime example of like you put in like a lot of work into what you're doing, and eventually like, you know, it pays off, especially if you know what you're doing, especially if you know what you're striving for.
I found like this kinship between you and I before we ever met face to face because you do covers, right? Because I do my own covers. I don't know if you know.
I know that. Yeah.
Right, thank you. All right.
I got a story behind this.
And it like every time like I you know I see your covers, I'm like, yeah, I'm better than them. But you know, still like I'm like I fuck with it though. Like I forget which cover it was though that I really don't like, and I'm gonna say it to you right now. It was the cover with the Ferrari and the girl she's walking down, and there's a mansion.
The Castaways.
Was it the
Castaways?
I think so, because there's a Ferrari and there's a dude in the Ferrari.
Up Before the Sun, Castaways?
I think so, man. I have to look at years ago, but I remember seeing that. And I'm like, I hate this cover so much.
Yeah,
I might like, but like your other covers, like the ones you did for ZP, I'm like, oh, these are God tier.
I think I'm gonna pull it up on the video too. So
yeah, so hey,
I'm gonna show the people, man, because this is like the cover where I was like, why are people paying them?
Actually, hey, I'm gonna make sure that I send you my first mixtape cover so you can put that shit on there too. Because oh my god, it was so bad.
Well, we'll be putting that out there.
No, but I was like, to the artist, I was like, I want the Reno skyline that it currently was back in fucking whenever they was doing that shit. I want it on fire, right? And I'm talking clip art, like little, like worse than doing an emoji, like of just placing it on top of the skyline. It was bad.
Oh, Jesus.
It was bad, bro. And yeah, so
again, you kind of like, so you went like 10 plus years kind of like working on your craft and trying to perfect it. Yeah. So when did you like obviously it was very recent that you got your LLC for the Abasto Co, right? So when did you like really like finally realize like, oh, like, you know, I'm gonna get my LLC and like actually do this thing like for real? It was
during COVID. Like, I have to be very honest. If COVID never happened, I would still be working for the company I was working for prior. It was 100% out of fear. It was fear driven, and I needed that kick in the ass. But it was so dope because I got to prove to myself and I got to prove to my wife and my family, like, yo, all the shit that I was talking before, like, I could do this, came to fruition. Like, and this might be like on my own dick type statement, but I'm fucking killing shit right now.
Hey,
dude,
you know,
being on your own dick is the best thing you could ever do in life. Okay,
that's what we talk about here. Being on your own dick.
No, I'm being serious, right? Fuck being humble. All right,
I
made a post about this.
Yeah, I saw it,
dude. Fucking. What was the word? I forget the word right now because I'm intoxicated. I apologize. But being humble was invented to protect those who couldn't control their fucking jealousy. All right. Like, I hate being humble. If I make an accomplishment, I will let it be known that I made that accomplishment. Because I'm proud of myself. And if you're gonna sit there and hate on me and be like, oh, he's being a fucking asshole, all right, think of me as an asshole, right? But you're only saying that because you believe that you can't do better.
I get that. Me being humble as I am now stems from all the shit that happened when I was a rapper, right? So rappers fabricate a lifestyle, right? Whether they admit it or they don't, there's something about them, whether it's their personal occupation, relationship with their female, whatever, something is fabricated. There is not a single rapper alive that hasn't fabricated at least one piece of something about themselves during that time, right? And I was way up here and my ego was overblown like a motherfucker. So I needed to humble myself. So that's why I am the way that I am right now. Like, and I will say, like, I'm killing shit right now, but you only got to see the portfolio building year. This is year one for my company. Like, there's so much shit that happened in the last 4 months that is just gonna blow like motherfuckers out the water next year, and I can't wait to show it, you know. And I hate the like over anticipation building and shit like that, but March of next year moving forward is gonna be phenomenal.
I was about to say, I mean, sometimes like I think every like creator, any like artist like has that anticipation moment, like when you're working on these big projects, you can't say anything about it, but you know in your mind like, oh man, I'm fucking killing it, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, and I think that's very like good to hear. Like when you walked in here, like I could already tell there's like a swagger about you, there's that confidence, and I just like, bro.
I was just happy to be here, man.
Hey, thanks,
I was really happy to be here.
You walked in like, don't waste my time today.
No, he looked at you like that.
Hey, that's why. Hey, that's why Stu stayed home, bro. That's why Stu stayed home. Don't waste my time, Stu. No, I'm fucking with you, Stu, man. I wish you were here, bro.
Jesus.
I'm a little upset he's not here. If I'm being 100%
honestly, I think we all are. But
as a fellow creative, I'm a little upset he's not here because I got some shit
that
I need to get off my shit.
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure Stu had like a buttload of questions for you too. But there would probably be another time we'll have you on a second time. But
of course.
I mean, again, everybody always wants to come on a second time. So far, we had a lot of people who aren't here like, yo, I want to come back and keep talking with y'all. I'm like,
and we're like, cool. We don't like you that much.
No, it's a great pod, man. It's a great pod. I love what y'all do, man.
So you said. So excuse my narcissism, real fast. You said you had a story about finding out about my cover art.
Oh yeah, no. I wanted to talk about the cover art situation, right? So. Two things. So the last episode you were talking to Zelda, right? And about her price for features, right? And she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start at I can't remember the cost." And you're like, "No, fuck that. You need to go to 250."
Yeah.
Right? Out the gate. Okay? I'm a strong believer in how you come out the gate is how people will see you, right? And this is from my own problem with when I started Rumor Media. I was the $10 to $20 cover art guy for years, right? And so shouts to ZP, okay? I used to do ZP's artwork, and now you do ZP's artwork, right? And this motherfucker kills ZP's artwork. Like I can't even like I can't say anything about it. I love your artwork. I love everything that I've seen that you've put out. I think your shit's dope. And I love that style that you put on it. Like that is very much a signature style for you.
I agree, because I could tell when it's like a cover art made by him. It's got that weird like grit, like thug-ish thing. That's how I call it. It's like gritty thuggish shit
you can
going
tell,
on.
But you can tell it's his artwork, right?
Definitely.
Every piece of artwork that you create, we can tell that it's your artwork, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's the same with your stuff too, because I can tell when it's yours as well. And it's
just
like,
I don't have a signature style. I cater to the artist.
That's
right.
That is
like
true
I give them full creative, right, until they give me the direction.
It's so hard because I try to, but they're like, "Oh, I just like how you do shit." So I'm like, "All right."
So funny enough, like the cover art that you did for the Castaways, or the photo I took, like it was funny enough. Like when I saw it the first time, I was like, "Yo, pretty sure Jerry did this." And when I found out, like, I looked down like
with Bella.
Yeah. Okay, so when I found out the everybody a part of it, I was like, I hit the Castaways up. I'm like, how come you didn't tell me Jay was working on this? Yeah. And I was like, yo.
I want to backtrack though, because the ZP thing isn't over. Okay, so cost.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna put your cost out there, right? But I know that you charge less than me.
Right.
Okay, and that's why ZP went to you. I know what that price point looks like, right?
Yeah.
So when you told Zelda that, and I was like, damn, I know for a fact that you're not staying 100 to your own shit.
Because it's like, when it comes to my cover art, that whole business, I treat it how like you kind of treat rap. You know what I mean? I kind of just, it's there, right?
Yeah, it's there.
It's a form of income that if it comes around, it comes around. My focus isn't completely on it, and honestly, I don't even know what my price is right now. Like,
Jesus, actually, you're right. It varies towards like people who hit you up depending on the time.
Yeah. So
I want to talk about that.
Like, all right, go ahead.
Let's show that for a second, man.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like I feel like you should definitely. I understand that's a separate income for you. I feel like you should charge double what you charge right now.
Double? You think so?
I think you could get double. And it's different when it's not local. It's different when it's not local because cost of living plays a huge part in it. Like you just go 45 minutes that way and you can double your price right now and motherfuckers got it. Like they have it and they won't say shit to you about it.
Right.
Unless they're that type that's like, oh man, do it for the love. Do it for the love. Do it for the exposure. It's like I got enough.
I want to hit people when they say that.
But no, honestly, I believe that you are at a level, right? I don't even know how long you've been doing cover art, but all respect to you, I feel like you deserve to charge a significant amount for what you put out content wise.
That is a very good question. How long you been doing that, Jimmy?
I started doing.
Well, it would be like 3 weeks, bro.
Oh hell no!
That shit for a month.
It's like shit. It's like I just started that day of.
No, I took like 2 semesters in high school.
Okay.
So that would have been like 2017 is when I started learning how to do it, and then but I didn't start doing like cover art, and I didn't start selling cover art until I want to say maybe a couple years ago. Because at first, like, I was only doing it for myself. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll make my own covers. Whatever. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why I got into rapping. You know, because I was, like, making covers, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? You know, I was like, I guess I'll make an album for this. You know what I mean? I'd make really tight covers, really shit music, right? But, like... All right, but then, like,
I feel like I've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, a great album cover, shit music. I feel like I knew that statement.
Like literally, like, so sorry, I couldn't, but literally hearing you both talk, it's almost like y'all like mirroring each other in some weird ass way.
It is, but his new shit though, better than any. Like, there is one song of mine that like it's called Mr. Greenlight. That is like my signature song. Everything else after that's ass cheeks, and yours like kills all my entire fucking catalog.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is a praise Jimmy episode.
No, like,
that's right. Feeling my ego.
Nah, I gotta show love where love is due, bro. And I feel like you are great at what you do, and I feel like more creatives. You don't have to be on each other's dick. You don't have to constantly support, like share all their shit and blah, blah. Like, but when it comes to moments like this, like, truly give flowers where they're due. You know what I'm saying? Like, not while we're still here. You never know what could happen. But
yeah.
Anyway, off that shit. You're dope. You're dope, bro.
Appreciate
You're dope.
I know. No,
I'm gonna just clapping sound all around right now, just for that.
Sound like that shit.
No, yeah, I've been making covers, doing graphic design and shit since I was like in high school, so like 2017, stuff like that. My teacher, shout out Mr. Bray. I don't know if he even fucking remembers me, right? But like, he likes me when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like, that fool would like stay for like hours after school to like help me with like certain stuff and things like that. Like, I remember. There's this project we had to do. We had to like make a movie poster, and I was making one for the new Warcraft movie that was coming out. And then he had stayed after school to like help me with like masking and then like making the portal look more like a portal and stuff like that. Like, that fool really like spent his time to teach me things. You know what I mean? That like, you know, that I took upon myself and I learned, and like, you know, I just absorbed. That was the only class I ever fucking paid attention to. I flunked out of that class. Just so everybody knows. Like, I failed the shit out of that class. Like, because, like, I wouldn't do any homework. I would only do like, oh, portfolio, showcase, or, like, oh, make a cover now. So I'd only do that, but that doesn't give you enough grades and stuff. So I ended up flunking out. But shout out Mr. Bray, man. He taught me everything I knew.
Yo, shout out to the teachers that care about their students like that.
Facts.
Unfortunately, if it's a student that fails
that
the class,
that fool is cool
it's
as
a different
fuck.
story.
Yeah, that fool is cool as fuck, though. He was in a Transformers movie.
What?
Right?
He was in
Wait, what time?
Yeah, because he was serving in Afghanistan when they were filming the first Transformers movie.
Oh, shit. So
you remember that scene with the scorpion and shit?
Yeah.
The scorpion that was filmed in Afghanistan, and you could actually see him running away from the scorpion. He was telling us about it, how they had this big fucking this big PVC built or whatever, like scorpion thing that was like fucking painted blue or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was like for the scorpion transformer, and he had to run from it. You could see him in the movie. He also worked for Apple at one point, making maps and shit.
Yo, what,
and I was always
kind
confused.
of teacher
I was like, how did you end up at a fucking high school?
Yeah, I was like, what
it amazes me, like, people's like life, how it just takes them into a totally different direction.
Yeah,
bro.
he's like, I was in a movie, I worked for Apple, and now I'm here teaching kids how to make cover art. And I'm like, what? You know? But hey, he was the coolest fucking dude ever.
Yeah,
you know?
Could be a passion project. Could be a passion project.
Probably, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know anything today. You know what I mean? When it came to Photoshop or Lightroom or shit, even Premiere Pro, like, that fool was teaching me shit about that, and that wasn't even in his curriculum. You know what I mean? Like, that fool's a fucking gangster.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to your gangster ass teacher, bro.
Yeah,
Crazy.
That fool was crazy.
He saw your potential, bro. He saw your potential.
I definitely when a teacher like invest in a student, even though they're probably gonna fail the class. Like, that's just a dedicated teacher that sees potential in the student.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. If I was teaching somebody, if I saw potential, I'd give that kid my soul, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
Here to help you.
That fool did not help, like, at not feeling my ego though, because like I remember one time he told me that I couldn't that I would have to present my portfolio privately because he didn't want me to discourage other students from showing theirs. And at that time I was like, yeah, I'm just the greatest alive, you know.
Fuck that, you're getting on the projector. Bro,
Yeah.
Because I went on a projector one time and I showed off my shit, and then like he had called up this other kid, and the other kid goes, "Oh, I don't really want to show mine right now," and stuff like that. Because like I was showing it, kids were like, "How the fuck did you do that shit?" You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh no, I was just bored at home one day and I did it."
Yeah, they did that shit at Full Sail though. Like you do critiques of the other kids in your class because they want that feedback for you. They really want to
that constructive criticism,
yeah,
right? Because that's how you get better.
Yeah, but they also wanted it from a like non-biased opinion. Like you don't know who the fuck is in your class. I didn't know one single person in my class.
Yeah, and in your mind, like you don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
and like you could say some foul ass shit.
You
in
could
those,
roast
those comment
hard.
sections. Like this
is straight up fucking garbage, and you should drop
yeah,
out.
it's the Wild West over there. Because I mean, nobody's gonna see you. Like, okay.
What are they gonna do? Punch you through the computer?
Yeah,
but it's like because you were doing school online, so like everybody's just like on a webcam, whatever, and you're just like critique me, like you're not gonna see this dude ever again. Yo, your shit sucks.
Yeah.
Hey. How was that, by the way, doing online school? Was it weird?
No, it was great for me because I'm not a classroom personality type. I'm not a get up and get into a classroom and I'll fall asleep. Doing it on my own time, especially with the wife and a kid and a 9-to-5 job, like being able to do that after all that, like it kept me consistent. I definitely wouldn't be able to do it in classroom. Like it was wild.
Yeah. So how long was your term, I guess, in school? Like how long?
Well, I finished it in 3 years.
Oh, nice.
I did like their fast track course or whatever. Like you can just bomb through everything, and I mean, I had my military money, so it's like I didn't pay a penny out of it. You know,
oh, wow.
just
so everything just kind of came.
Oh yeah.
Together, really.
Yeah. I mean, but it's. I feel for people that have to pay for.
Yeah.
Like
no, school's expensive.
Yeah.
I'm still paying for it at this moment as we're
so
speaking.
I have zero.
But I mean, like for me, definitely. Hey, I'm alright with it. It's all good. Hey, I respect it. Honestly, hey, honestly, I respect it though, because honestly, like people go to the army, like if you're gonna use the money that they give you for something, use it for something like positive. That's gonna do you good, like that you're gonna invest in. And I think in your case, you going to school and learning like a craft that definitely correlates to what I'm talking about. Like don't just blow the money on something stupid. Like do something positive.
Yeah, and I don't hide behind the fact that like a big reason why I joined the military is for the college money.
And you shouldn't.
Well, yeah, when you lay your life on the line for 4 fucking years, you should at least be able to go to school.
Definitely,
for it.
Yeah.
But I also don't hide from the fact that like I joined after 9/11, but I wasn't all fucking gung ho. Like let me go. Do some shit.
Yeah, you had a purpose.
Yeah,
a purpose.
Yeah, and I will say this. I don't want to get too like into it, but I saw some shit. I did some shit in the military that I'm not too proud of, as myself. But I'm proud that I did my service. I did my service term, and I probably would have still been like in the reserve if I hadn't gotten into my motorcycle accident.
Oh shit! I didn't know about that
shit, but
maybe I do. Actually, because I do remember you talking about your hand, but I don't know if you mind me asking.
because it always comes up because this is my shooter hand, right?
Yeah,
so
I
it's
do
like
recall that.
You got this creepy ass pinky staring at you. Now motherfuckers are always gonna look at my pinky. Any like people,
everybody hearing this, they're like, "Yo, look at his hand."
No, right now.
I'm telling you, this shit's fucked off. Like it's bad.
So scared, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you,
we
this
definitely
shit
gotta
is
hear the
wild.
story.
Me and my dad were coming back from a rally. Went over some railroad tracks, and he flew over these railroad tracks, and I got scared. Like it was my brand new street bike. I only had it for 2.5 months. Caught the other side of these railroad tracks. It was little lip, got speed wobbles, and instead of letting my bike go, I clung onto it, and my bike ground my hand down.
Ooh.
And so my N2 fingers were just dangling off my shit. I'm not trying to get too graphic with y'all, but like they had to rebuild my 2 fingers from my wrist. So
they grabbed like a piece.
Yeah, they grabbed pieces from my wrist to reconstruct this shit. But
Jesus.
Holy shit, it was that fucked up.
No, it was fucked up. I mean, like my dad came back around. He's like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm scraped up. Like I feel like I'm okay. And I looked at my helmet. I smacked the curb and I had a hole in my helmet. That's how like hard I smacked, because I was like top of the line helmet. Why has it got a hole in it?
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, let me check you out. And then my hand's dangling. And then next thing I know, I'm in the hospital.
It's like that shock was just...
Yeah.
No, the shock came in after.
Like, and I mean, I was in the military. Like, it wasn't, like, I've seen some shit. But seeing my own shit, I think definitely...
it beats the cake.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, that's not supposed to look like
It's
that.
not supposed to look like that.
This is on me.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I've been in like one biking accident. I was like, 'cause my grandpa had got me a dirt bike when I was a kid, and we was riding around in the fields, and I was, there's like this ditch that lines like the whole field and shit, and then I was flying around, right, and then my bike like it like fucking launches off one side of the ditch, and that front tire hits the other side of that ditch, so it doesn't clear it, right?
Yeah.
So I hit my chest on the handlebar, and I flip, and my fucking bike lands on top of me. And the tire is still going, right? Because I'm holding the throttle, and it's like burning my fucking leg. And like my fucking grandpa came over, like took that shit, got it off. I think I still have the scar because it didn't leave like too much of an imprint. Because it happened. Because I remember like the tire was like scraping like right here and shit. I don't think I have a scar anymore because it probably faded.
Did you ride after though?
Yeah, I still rode after.
Do you continue to ride?
Oh no, well not anymore. I outgrew my bike and I don't have the money to buy a new one. You know what I mean? But I still rode that bike afterwards. I wasn't scared. You know what I mean? I was just like I had the shit kicked out of me from it.
I was gonna ask if
but
you've
I
ridden again.
I had no mangled pinky though.
No,
you know what I mean?
I got back on that same bike. I had the bike rebuilt. I rode it 3 more times. Sold it after the 4th ride. I rode it to the guy's house, and I haven't rode another bike since.
Does it scare the shit out of you? Or
I was gonna say, do you plan to again?
I feel like I'm overly cautious on the bike, and that will either jeopardize myself or someone else on the road. So I don't want to put that in someone else's hands. So boy's scary on the motorcycle. So fuck it, we ain't doing it anymore.
I totally get that. I totally understand that. So let's see, where were we? So I know obviously you're talking about like the cover art and stuff too. So how did it? So I don't know if you were still want to continue. Like, how'd you get to, like, I guess the Abasto Co. like coming into its own, like the name. Like how
was that a product of the bracket, or was this always planned?
No, it was always planned. Like I have always wanted a company name, like the last name being the company name and all that. It's always stood that way. Even when I was doing rumor media, I was like I want to hustle for my last name. You know, like I want that so bad. I want my kids, like if they decide to come into this creative lane, it's there for them. Like
you had that dream of a fucking skyscraper in New York with your name and logo on it. And your kids can walk into that shit
like the Stark Tower. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, just
the
like
whole
that.
Stark Tower.
Yeah, the whole Stark Tower.
Yeah. And that honestly is the goal. It's not supposed to just be a photography like small scale. Like we are very much like building towards a media company, like a multimedia.
Do you consider it to be a record label at all, or just media?
Well, because I have that background, there may be a portion down the road. But yeah, I wouldn't ever take it off the table.
So it's gonna be like all things media. That's like your
all
general
things
plan.
media. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I do have a question because I do see you like when you post about stuff about the Abasto Co. You always say like we this, we that. So is it just you, or you got?
Okay. So
I've always been curious about that.
He's doing what the Weather Watcher does.
Oh, I know. I was just trying to make sure.
But the Weather Watcher. Okay, I got something with him too.
He's got beef.
No beef with Weather Watcher.
Oh,
I love him, man.
Piece of shit.
Jesus. Now we love you, Weather Watcher. Chill.
No, he's great. We is my wife.
Oh, okay.
So she's played a pivotal role behind the scenes on a small scale, but starting literally January 1, she's coming on board to do all the blogger, influencer, and marketing side of the company. So,
oh wow, congrats to your wife, man.
Yeah, I mean she still does real estate. Like she'll continue to do real estate as she sees fit, but she's coming on board to do that because there's just a lot of female clientele that we service that needs that extra love from a female. Like I understand it because I've worked with her. Like every photo that you see of my wife on her any of her feeds, her website, all that stuff I've taken, the reels, things like that aren't in that selfie camera mode. Like I've done that, so I understand that the female clientele, but there's nothing that can speak to that better than her. So that's the we.
Dope, dude. Thank you
and then I fired my son as an intern.
Did you?
I was like, why
Your
so?
oldest son?
No, whenever he comes up, I actually bring him on shoots with me. Like there's some cool behind the scenes stuff.
So you even got your son like kind of like learning how to work. A
Yeah,
camera and
like
stuff.
he enjoys the thought of being a creative. He hasn't really shown that like passion yet. Like he just likes being out with dad and doing like that shit.
No, I mean I think that's a very good like father son bonding kind of moment. And I mean I'm sure if he ever decides to take that offer up, I'm sure it'll be a decision that he really wants to get into. But I mean I know it's something that that they got to choose on their own if they want to. Yeah, but everybody's got a creative side in them. They just got to find it.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to push that on him. The only thing I'm pushing is basketball.
Oh, okay.
Stick with basketball, bro, because he's amazing. He's a standout down in Vegas right now. So like,
My dad's been trying to push fucking golf on my little brother Grayson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Grayson's a good name.
Yeah, this fool's like fucking like, fuck, how old is he? I don't know how old he is. He's like younger than 10 though. And this fool plays golf like every day. Well, like when he's with my dad and shit, he's trying to make him the next Tiger Woods. He's like, yeah, your older brother's got a fucking rap career, whatever. We're gonna make you a golfer, okay? I'm gonna make sure I'm taken care of when I'm old.
The amount of money that goes into becoming a golfer though is wild.
Yeah, oh, it's insane. Like this fool spent like thousands of fucking dollars on golfing shit that Squirm just like fucking swings around, tries to attack me with it.
That's tried to kill me with a club one time.
I woke up one morning, Squirm was standing over my bed with a golf club just ready to take me out. And I'm like, you little psychopath, what are you doing?
It's like, use those for the game, not me.
and it's crazy because that's like one of the few sports that aside from drunk like bachelor party, pre-bachelor party things, I've never golfed and never had like a passion for it. But my dad told me you need to pick that shit up when you start getting your bigger clients because these motherfuckers ain't gonna meet you in the gym.
Oh yeah,
like they're gonna. Let's go play a couple rounds of golf, and you're gonna look a whole ass to them, and you need to be able to at least swing a club.
It's such a class thing.
It is it's a classy game
because when you're moving up from that lower tier to the higher tiers and shit, a lot of those motherfuckers be playing golf and shit. I've even started to pick up golf a little bit so that for the day I meet Schoolboy Q,
you're gonna go golf with him.
I can whoop his ass in that game. You know what I mean? He'll give me a free feature or something.
Oh yeah,
because he's playing golf all the time now.
No, yeah, it's either gonna be a high class dinner or a nice day, playing golf.
Yeah,
one of those.
But I feel like the way they think is like I feel like they think the way that like we think. It's like you could tell a man. You can tell what kind of man he is about how he plays golf.
How their golf swing looks like.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know what they would think of me, bro.
Dude, I'm kind of like you. I've never had interest in golf. I still don't think I do.
Like, oh, what's his net worth?
Yeah, we're like, what is that?
What's his net worth? Oh,
what are you driving, Acura?
It's like the way you're swinging that. It just seems like you got a Honda.
That was a very Rolls Royce of you right there.
And that's funny. Let me ask you this: what kind of car do you think I drive?
Oh shit, that's a good question.
On that conversation, what kind of car do you think?
By the look of your swing,
I'm pretty sure it's like a SUV type, but I can't even tell you the brand. I'm thinking Toyota.
Okay.
Toyota.
I'm thinking Toyota SUV type.
You thinking all American?
Chevy.
So I actually drive like a beater A to B car, Nissan Versa.
Oh wow.
That is my car, right? It's paid off, but
word, dude.
I love to flex when I get my money and it's hard earned, right? So my thing is I've been waiting for 5.5 years to go and pay for my truck cash. Oh, I don't want a car payment, nothing. I want to walk in there and set it down cash.
In a fucking yellow envelope.
So what like you're saying is you're almost there.
Oh, I'm there. I just I haven't.
He's like I've been there.
Yeah.
He's like I just haven't gone over there yet.
This was a very good year for the Abasto. I could put it that way. But I want to be able to do that, but it not be a stupid decision. Like, but that was always my biggest thing. Is like, I don't want to. I love to flex like certain things, but like my vehicle, I want it. For me personally, I want to be able to drive the vehicle that I feel like I earned myself, right? No, like nobody's giving you this at this interest rate and blah blah blah. Like, and this is a personal preference, obviously. Like, there's a lot of people that have car payments. Like, cool. I want to throw my dick down and just be like, yo, this is,
yeah. You just want to just drop it on the table.
He's like, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've just been waiting to see which fucking salesman day I want to make. All right.
Yeah.
See which one of these people I'm going to bless.
Yeah.
So you're just waiting for that ride day. You're just going to go to the.
Yeah.
He goes to the fucking Ford dealership. He's like, you seem like a nice guy.
What kind of truck you looking to get?
Well, I'm looking at the Toyota Tundra.
Oh,
it's nothing
big
crazy.
guy.
Yeah,
huh?
it's
all
big,
American.
Yeah. But
it's Japanese.
It's Japanese. But no, I saw the.
I just think trucks.
I forget what film it is, but it's DMX, and he goes in and he's test driving the car, and he's got his boy with him, and he throws him the cash, but he gets the car from the guy that isn't being the asshole. When he goes in there. Not that I'm trying to have like a fucking weird pre-women moment or some shit like that, but like I want to make somebody's day, really, and I want to make my own day, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Shit, my dream car is you already know this.
Oh my God.
1964 Chevy Impala.
I love those cars.
I would kill somebody for that car.
Oh, I know you would. I've seen
hydraulics in it.
Like there's been times where it's driven by. It's like, oh my God. This is Chevy Impala.
Yeah,
I want that so bad.
It's such a beautiful vehicle.
He drops everything just to point it out, and he's just like, "Oh my God, I want it."
Like I could be talking to the executive of fucking of Def Jam. If I see an Impala, I'd be like, "Fuck what you're saying. Look at that."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Beautiful
there was growing up in Vegas, there was actually a pimp that lived in the apartment complex that we lived in, and he had a cherry red 64 Impala, and that motherfucker, that car, that's a statement. That's what,
because where I grew up, there's pimps that had that shit, right? And there cats from my neighborhood that had Impalas, right, or Buicks, you know what I mean? Lowriders, right? Because I grew up in a Mexican neighborhood.
Okay,
I saw that shit every day, and I was like, one day I'll get one. The white boy will get his fucking lowrider. All right, I'm gonna get the best hydraulics. I'm gonna get the best fucking subwoofers, whatever. I'm gonna show up everybody. I'm gonna get the best fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get the best vinyls on my shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get the best Daytons. You know, I'm gonna show up everybody in my old neighborhood. One day I'll do it. But that's
still the dream right now.
Still, till I die.
Okay.
Not even
shit changes, bro. Like I feel like, hey, manifest that shit.
Hey, fuck a dream. I don't have dreams. Dreams aren't real.
He's got goals.
I've heard this shit. I've heard it on the other pods. I like it. I like that mindset. That's dope.
No, I mean he's definitely had a good positive impact on me too. Like I told him that like dreams, like I don't have that shit. It's about the goals. I'm like, all right, goals.
Oh yeah, because we was walking we was walking over
by the river.
We was walking by the river right there, right? You know all those mansions that are up top on California Avenue.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm on that one day. And he was like, that's a dream. I'm like, fuck a dream.
Yeah, that's a goal. I'm like, that's pretty good.
We're gonna have that in a couple
I know.
years.
That's the same thing too. Like, that's pretty good. I'm gonna remember that. It's like fuck the dreams. It's about the goals.
Yeah,
dude.
fuck it. Ethan's been stealing my quotes all day.
Hey, make sure my wife is your realtor when you make that happen. Let me get a little.
Yeah. He's gonna bless her. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. He's like, I'm gonna bless that one person.
I ain't trying to have some out of town Texan.
He's probably gonna do a similar thing where he just wants to have it all in cash and just drop it down. Just do it.
You and your family have a wonderful day.
Love that.
Tell Jerry he can sell the company.
Love that. I feel like I've knocked off all your questions early before you ever got to ask.
No, hey, you know what? We're just on the same wavelength, man. You're just rolling into everything that I was gonna ask.
Can you give us a glimpse of who's gonna be on the bracket?
Oh,
besides Jimmy.
Besides Jimmy. Do we want to talk about the Travis Wayne thing real quick? Like, do we want to attack this monster real quick?
So Travis, you're my boy. I love you. All right. How did you feel when you saw the Bracketeering song come out? How did you feel? Were you excited or were you like, what the fuck?
It was a what the fuck moment because. And again, this is no disrespect to him. I didn't know who the fuck he was, right? And after that came out, then there's a couple people like my brothers Justin and David that were part of New Car Smell, and they're like, "Oh, we know him. That's odd,
right?"
You know. But then me, the same thing with the little traffic thing. It's like I need to do my research. Like let me get a glimpse into who this individual is, and I didn't take it as a personal attack, even though it's my bracket. But it's like I looked at his numbers and I'm like, okay, if I started tomorrow, would I be able to get the numbers that you're getting right now?
Right.
I think I could. Okay. So I defended myself during that time saying, look, if you aren't at the mediocre JBMV level, then I'm not going to put you on the bracket. And I don't feel bad for it. This next one, though, motherfucker's been grinding. Like he's got videos. Shout to Boz for doing some amazing videos. Does he got some?
Shit, you hear the 006 remix that we did?
Nope.
You hear that yet?
Nope.
I had the best verse on that whole shit. That shit was crazy. 006 is like my favorite fucking song that he's ever made.
Yeah, I mean, again, Travis has been, like you said, he's been putting in the work, and we mentioned this to him too, and like he's creating like an image for himself too. Like it's really like
right now
it's
he's
very
been
different.
revamping
It's
a
very
lot of
different.
Like, his older albums and stuff like Pogo.
Yep.
Right, so like he did a remaster of Scarlet, from what I know.
Yep.
He's been remastering a lot of his old shit, but he is working on Pontivus, which that fool has been hyping that shit up for so long. That's about to be his current magnum opus. So,
I know. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah,
I know he's been talking a lot about it.
And so to speak to the bracket, that's the reason why I wouldn't have had it. Like even if I started the bracket all over again, I still had that same mindset. To have veterans in the bracket, he wouldn't have a space. But when I see consistency and I see that drive and I see your name like connected with these people and these people, like it is a popularity contest. Like I didn't know who the fuck you were. Right. Like another one is like Get Money Music, right? They were on shows and I didn't even know who they were. That's no disrespect to them. I did not see you, right? And I think that's the one thing that I want to get across is like this guy that wasn't active in the scene at that time and only saw bits and pieces and who was connected to who and who was part of this popularity contest in the scene pre-COVID, like 6 months pre-COVID, you weren't visible to me.
Well, it's like you have this bracket and a lot of people are going to feel hurt by it. Genuinely, like even when you start the next one, you're gonna have the same.
There's always gonna be somebody.
But now somebody, I don't know if anybody's gonna make a diss on it, but you're still gonna have the same problem.
I hope they do.
People.
I mean,
that was like probably the best marketing that happened.
I mean, I will say that. Yeah,
I appreciate you.
Travis was probably like literally like me and Stu talked to Travis about it too. Like, yo, bro, you're probably the only one that had the balls to actually do this, and there was other people probably had the same thought, but you're the only one that actually just went out and just did it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
And shouts to him because yes. It is a marketing tool, and it was, and it helped. I mean, the same way that like bullshit artists become popular because they do dumb shit, not because of their talent, right? The bracket is just a local thing, and it helped.
Hate sells so much.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at Tekashi, right?
Oh yeah,
motherfucker is hated. That fool had record-breaking numbers when he went live after he got out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that fool would do stupid shit. He's not talented by any means.
No.
You know what I mean? He has a nice little voice and cool. He can make a cool little song, but that fool spits nonsense half the time. What the fuck is?
Oh,
what
definitely.
the fuck are even the lyrics to Fifi? You know what I mean?
Couldn't tell you.
I can't tell you a single
standout.
listen to. Yeah, I don't.
That shit was alien language. All right,
Yeah.
but like this fool was popular because he was causing shit with Chief Keef. He was talking about being a blood, but at the same time he had a real gay pride haircut. No offense to the gays out there. Shout out to the gays. But you know, this fool was talking all this bullshit. He was starting all this drama in Brooklyn, and then his name went up, bro. Hate sells more than anything. The love is nice,
yeah,
but hate is what you want at the end of the day, because that's the shit that's gonna fucking blow you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people be like, fuck this guy, check him out.
Yeah.
And then that person's gonna be like, oh, fuck this guy, check him out. 5 different people, yo, fuck this guy, check him out. You know what I mean? Million fucking people, fuck this guy, check him out. Right? Hate sells so much. So like when you have a bracket and you're getting diss tracks on it, that's like the best thing that could happen to that bracket. Is a whole fucking diss track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
and he did good. Like I liked it. I enjoyed the content of it.
Oh, of the song?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even listen to the song. I just saw the thing and I saw you post it. I was like, oh my god.
Look, I'm like,
that's all. That's your only reaction. Oh my god.
But what am I? Like, it's there. I'm not gonna ignore it.
Right.
Like, put it front and center. Let other
How'd
people
you find
judge
out
it.
about it?
Because
he wasn't on your radar.
No.
Yeah.
No. Somebody. Honestly, I can't remember who sent me it, but at the end of it, at least 10 people that were in the bracket had sent it to me. They're like, "Yo, did you hear this?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let me pop a listen. Let me share. Share. You know." And it's not like he came out and he was like, "Fuck you" to me. Like, we'd have a different conversation if that was, that happened.
Right.
But all respect to someone who says, "Look, I belong to be here. Like, fuck you for not including me." You know, and when the bracket comes back around, as long as he stays as active, if not more active, then he'll be on the bracket the next time around.
So you get what you wanted.
Yeah, T. Look, we're all excited to put you up front and center.
Just hope we don't put you with me because I'll win.
Yeah, but now comes. But
you don't know about that.
I do, honestly, I want to see that. That'd be pretty dope. I do want to see it. Yeah,
but that's the other thing is like it's a random like name generator. The way like I didn't plan any of the
I was actually going to ask you that if there's like any.
No, I mean the only plan was like the different categories. So like the battler category, the alt category, rap, hip hop. But there's a lot more spaces open in this next bracket because all those veterans are out.
Yeah,
and the people that don't live here are out.
And there's also
the only
like
veterans I could think of. Forgive me if I forget a few, but the only veterans I could think of is Savvy and Hardcastle. It's the only ones I could really think of. Oh, I mean, Darth Tone. I feel like he's been around for a minute.
Darth Tone's still here, too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of new cats, too, that just come out of nowhere. Just been slowly just building
you asked me, like, some new people that might come in. So, like...
you got throw Zelda in there, too?
Zelda's in, like, Smooth Santana.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, is there an issue because he's a transplant? How long does somebody need to be a resident of Reno to be considered blah blah? Because he's done shows, he's done Project Flow, I've seen music put out. He's created here in the space, but then he also has gone and done things other places. Yeah.
Can I say something to Smooth Santana real quick? Smooth Santana, please tell me you're watching this. Make a fucking hyperlink for your goddamn music. I had to dig for hours to find his Spotify. All right, it was ridiculous. It made me think he didn't even care about the music itself. He just wanted to perform. Because I've seen him perform twice.
Yeah.
And the songs he performs are hot. Right? I hear him. His voice is tight. He's a good performer. But
Shout
like I go to the shit,
Santana.
it's only YouTube. There's no links to a Spotify or other streaming platforms. And I'm like, I found a Spotify. So it does exist, thankfully.
Yeah.
But please, get a fucking link tree. All right?
Link tree. Shout out to Link tree.
Yeah, save your life.
Yeah, put it in your bio.
It's like the thing that is holding you back right now, Mr. Smooth Santana, sir. All right? You could be the hottest motherfucker in this whole city right now if you had at least a link tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, again, put it in your bio, something, just throw it somewhere.
Yeah.
For the good of God.
And that's another talking point that I kind of wanted to move to is like people that put in the work in their rollout strategies and all that stuff, right? So shouts to you, right?
Thank you.
Motion graphics, 4 days tell, you show your track list, you have different photos that are created for certain moments during the strategy that gets rolled out. Like, shouts to you. Shouts to you for fucking doing it. And one of the only people that doesn't come to me to do it and does it fucking dope. Like, shouts to it. And again, props.
Thank you.
Props.
You make me so happy right now.
No, it's dope, man. Like, and you, and I mean, you've seen it. Like, you see who comes to me to do the rollout strategies, right? And you see how it's formatted and all that stuff. And it's not hard. I'll literally on the show tell people who they need. Damian Keys. Okay, look Damian Keys up on YouTube right now, and that is how I formulate my rollout strategy to start, and then I pick and choose certain things that apply to the artist, right? So I would sit down with you for an hour, 2 hours, and we would plot out all the shit.
Right.
Instagram live shows, pop-ups, all the shit, right? But you haven't done those, right? So
I know. I suck at social media a little bit.
But I'm telling you, Damian Keys, that's free knowledge. That's gems right there. Go to him, and he like every year.
Game on y'all right
every
now.
year he releases a new thing because his thing is he helps artists in the UK, right? We have so much more working for us as being like US artists, right? We have so many things at our fingertips that they don't have over there, access wise. So he releases those, and then you get a free fucking calendar, all the shit that you need. You can literally plot out 15 days from the release. We're doing this, 14 days, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I do in my rollout strategies. And
I need that shit.
Yeah.
Because half
come to the Abasto code, bro.
Because half my shit is just like...
Come on over to the
Abasto code. Let's go.
On the fucking beat. Like, I had a plan, and it got destroyed, so I'm like, all right, I'll just fucking improvise from here, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, I mean, Young Presley and Lexi Scatina are like my success story with their Trash 2020 song, right?
Yeah.
COVID aside, that song is like, they did amazing. The only things that we couldn't do that are part of those rollout strategies are the live aspects of it, the live shows, the pop-ups, the being outside literally about anything. And those are like the big moments though, when you can shake hands and kiss the babies and really network face to face, because face to face a million times better, like you said, than a text or DM, whatever. You need that face to face sometimes. And that rollout strategy proved everything I needed to know about moving forward with any type of artist. Doesn't matter, it's pop artist, hip hop artist, rapper. I just need to know who you are and what you're trying to put out to the world. And I believe I can execute any genre. Like, it's simple. You just have to understand how consistent.
You did it with C.P. Raddick. You did it with Young Presley. They do not make the same fucking music whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, you could do pretty much any fucking genre.
I got some shit coming with Patrice. Or Patrice Luciano is who people know her as, but she's a country artist.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
I was just about to say,
I know.
you could do it with a country artist.
Michaela Taylor is another young country artist out of Virginia City.
Oh man, you're showing the versatility right now. That's again, it's just that's what anybody would like is striving for, wanting to get in a position like yourself, being able to be that versatile and not just focus on one genre. You could go on to multiple genres.
Yeah, and I'll also say this: the rap hip hop community though is very hard to deal with on a professional level, like because there are so many people, especially on a local level, because they know you, right? They're like, again, do it for the love, do it for a 10% discount, do it for blah blah blah, and you feel like you need to reciprocate that energy to them. Like, I understand, like I know your personal situation, I know your financial situation, I don't want to hit your pocketbooks too hard, but in other genres, like country artists specifically, right? I send an invoice, it's paid immediately within the day, right? All my country artists, right? And sometimes they are even like a little bit of tip for you because I feel like you've undervalued yourself, and I like, admittedly, I'm not the low budget guy anymore. Like I'm not top tier when it comes to.
But
like,
you're not for the people that kind of do it. You're for the people that do it.
Do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you're not for the people that want to fuck around.
No.
Yeah, and it's not like you're flexing that you can say that. It's just like, you know, you work to that.
It's a matter of how seriously do you take yourself? Because I only take people that pay this price seriously, and I need to make sure that you take yourself seriously. And also you have to feed your family at the end.
Yeah, I was about to get to that as well.
But you know, I'm not gonna fucking work with nobody that's not gonna take themselves seriously. You know what I mean? Like,
fact.
if I could like talk about myself for a couple more seconds, right?
Yeah, do that.
That's why I named
I like when you do that. Do that.
That's
allow
why
me
I
to talk
named my
about
album Money Talks, right? Because I'm like, that's a fucking universal understand. That's law, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Universal law.
If you want some shit done, okay, pay up. Pay up or get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna take nobody seriously unless they pay me, right? Because once you pay me, because when they say shit like, oh, do it for the love, do it for, oh, we known each other, whatever, okay, blah blah blah. If you respect me, you're gonna pay my price. You know what I mean? And it's not like my price is outrageous. It's not like I'm charging you fucking $2 million for like some little stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, this is my price, and if you have any respect for me, and if you want me to, you know, do it for the love, this is the love right here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, just like every other artist out here, always runs into this problem. You throw that price out, and sometimes they never respond to you.
Yeah.
Nothing. You ran into that, but it doesn't hurt you one bit.
It's been getting a little better.
Yeah, I agree. Same on my end as well.
Yeah. For me though, like, your camera shut off. For me, like, price wise, right? So this is no disrespect to ZP. I gave him a price, and then we stopped working.
Okay.
He's working with you.
That's
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like, you have to. He still pays. Like that. That's the thing. He's not asking you to do things for the love, right? He's still paying a price.
But yeah, that's why I have respect for ZPs, because he will pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he also, I feel like this kid is like an inch from fucking stardom right now. Like I feel like if we can get him a little bit more consistent with his content, he would 100% be at that next level, like that entry level into that star role.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like where ZP's at right now, is he's very much about self-sufficiency for a lot of things, because now he's doing his own videos, things like that. He does his own engineering, obviously, and I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of months he stops calling me for cover art and he starts doing his own.
He gets to do his own thing.
You know what I mean? Which I'd be a little hurt, because he's like, you know, one of the few clients that I have, right? You know, but at the end of the day, I feel like what he's doing is a lot about self-sufficiency. But I do agree with you. If that boy were to just, you know, open up his wallet a little bit wider, you could be way up there.
Yeah.
You know?
But to speak to that point, though, when you start doing everything yourself, you have less time. Right.
That's actually a question I want to ask you about too. So in regards to that, little quick segue, like, would you, like, if you were in a position of like that concept, like if you were still doing music, do you think doing all that extra stuff is it beneficial to you?
100% no. Only because I value my time more, right? And a lot of that has to do with, like, I love my wife. I also like my wife. I enjoy time with my wife. You see my son, right? You see my older son. I get very little time with my older son. I value my time so much now that I will pay the correct person the correct price to be able to get me to that next level.
You only spend your time finding that person.
Exactly.
Because time is an invaluable currency. You can't get that shit back. Once you spend it, it's done, right?
Yeah, because I've always noticed like a lot of like artists these days, like, you know, like Bozzy, for example, and even like ZP, like, you know, they do music, but now they're getting into like wanting to do like, you know, videography, the photography stuff, or stuff like that on the side. And I was wondering, like, you know, I know you're very passionate about music, but sometimes like I know that what you're doing to learn these other crafts is going to take you away from that. Like, what is your end goal? Like, what do you? And again, it's not disrespect, because I love what they're doing. I love it all.
No, at the same time, it's good when you want to escape that 9 to 5 reality, right? And this is where you and I share even more things in common, because I still working on. I could easily go independent. Like, I could easily freelance. You know what I mean? I could, you know, make more cover arts. I could buy a fucking camera now, start doing photos, start doing fucking videography. But I don't want to put John out of business, you know. But
that's fine.
No, but I could easily do that shit and escape from my 9 to 5. But at the same time, I'm like you. I'm not trying to waste my time, you know, or not waste it, but I'm not trying to spend my time doing my own shit and stuff like that. I would rather pay the correct person and things like that. I would rather put all of my energy into my primary goal. Yeah,
and see, and that's what I'm getting at too. Like, again, like, I love what everybody's doing, but at the same time, like, where is your energy really going though? Like, what are you trying to do?
What is your? I like what you said. What is your end goal? Right. So, if it's a hobby, sure, by all means, do fucking everything by yourself, because you need to save every dollar that you have, because you're gonna have to put that all in the marketing and promotion.
Self-sufficiency is nice, because you don't spend as much money.
But then your content lacks though. Like, when you are the producer, the engineer, your own mix and master, you have to film and edit your own video, right? If you're talking $0 out of your pocket, that's all going into your time, which is no longer $0. Right. That you just invested all that time, when you could have hired the people in this room to do X, Y, and Z for you.
Exactly.
It hits your wallet. But if you're also, the other side of that is, there's a lot of people that aren't executing at the level that they should be, because they don't have the budget. And budget is massive right now. Like, it's like, you have to be patient too. Like, are you gonna save up your next release? Let's talk about your next release. Even though money talks, it's right here, it's at the door, right? Let's start talking about your next one, right? So, do you have the wherewithal to put your head down, don't do shit else for a year, stack all your bread? You don't do shit. You just promote Money Talks for a year, but there's nothing else that comes out, right? So then that following year, you have all the bread, and then you are able to hire the right videographers.
I fucking love this guy.
You know, like, are you
exposing my plan?
And this is why I want him on here.
But like, are you willing to do that? Because I'm, like, admittedly like a child of Gary V, right? Like, I love this dude, like, content, right? But if you look at the Abasto codes, like posting and all that stuff, right? We've put our head down for the last 3 months, and we started doing a shit ton behind the scenes, because in March of next year, it's just going to be this overflow, and it's not going to stop. But I needed that time to just focus, right? I put my money where my mouth is with certain individuals to be able to do certain things, and then to make sure that next year starts developing year 2 of this giant moving into this media company.
And now you can streamline it better.
Yeah. But are you willing to do that as an artist? For an entire year, only promote one project. You don't do anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Would you do that?
Yeah. You're exposing my whole plan.
But
right
but it's
now.
easier said than done.
Because I was about to say, I'm like, that sounds like what you told me.
But it's
I was
easier.
like,
It's easier said than done though.
Yeah,
because
it definitely
people like, if your project is as dope as I know it should be, right? People are gonna be like, damn, I need Jimmy on a feature. Nope. It can't come out till 2023 then.
Because you're gonna be putting your head down and just grinding.
Hard.
You know, like you are strictly promoting Money Talks for all of 2022. Nothing else. There's no new single. Oh, we're getting nothing, right?
Just that album.
Just that album, and going heavy on your 2 singles, whatever your 2 singles are. Are you willing to do that shit? A lot of people don't have that in them because they feel like, oh, well, the world is tired of presidential. They're tired of this. They're tired of this. No, that is your own mind being like, oh, fuck, I'm tired of this. I don't want to perform this anymore.
Right.
Right? I feel like that would be the way I would go about your 2022.
That's probably I'm a fuck
Yeah. See, and
I see what you're saying too. It's like the even though you may, look at Panic at the Disco for example. What's that fucking song? I make love songs, not tragedies. Whatever, you know that song, right? Oh, imagine, you know that fucking song. Yeah. He is tired of fucking doing that song. The world. That's the only shit they ever want to hear from him. Ever. They're like, fuck your new shit. Yeah. We want to hear that song, right? Because as an artist, your mind moves a lot faster in the timeline of what people are tired of than it actually is, right? Because like, not only did you spend months making the song, or months or days or whatever, but you also spent time hearing the song way longer before than other people. If you have a smart rollout, if you're not like Stu and you fucking just drop it the day you make it, you know what I mean? Which I hate him for that shit.
We could talk about that shit too, bro. Not about Stu, but we could talk about
just
artists that do that.
I tell Stu all the time, I was like, you need to plan your rollouts better. If he playing this rollouts just a little better, he'd be fucking huge. But like, you spend like months listening to the fucking song over and over and over and over again, right? Trying to like correct any like little minuscule mistakes that may have been made or whatever. You are already tired of the song by the time it comes out. Like by the time my album comes out, I will be tired of it, right? Because I've been listening to this album for 6 months straight. You know what I mean? Like I've been listening to this album for half a year. You know what I mean? But like as an artist, I see where you're saying you get way more tired of it than anybody else, right? Point is, I see what you're saying. You got a lot of fucking game. I'm gonna do exactly what you say in 2022. Promote nothing but that album, right? Because when you brought up the features, I was like, all right, that might be a little hard for me.
Yeah, and that's the hard part because, so, it is committing the artist to stay in their mindset of Money Talks, right? You evolve by the minute, right? Can you stay committed to Money Talks, Jimmy, for an entire year?
Right.
And like you said, in your head, you already think it's going to be hard, but that's just something that you got to commit to.
Yeah. Like, let me give you a prime example. So my brother, Hardcastle, he is the closest thing to blood that I have that is not blood, okay? He had arguably the hardest year of any man that his fucking house burnt down, like, dad passed, all the things, right? Hard.
Almost everything that could fucking happen to a man happened.
Yes. Okay? Now, at the beginning of COVID, we started filming a documentary for what was supposed to be his last album, right? That album is out the window. He created something totally different, sparked from the emotion of all that shit, right? It's brand new inspiration, right? Now let me go tell him, yo, we planned for your 2021 for you to be in fucking Hardcastle mode, last album. Dude's gonna fucking kick me out of the house and not talk to me for fucking 6 months. Are you kidding me? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very hard to commit to that without knowing what's gonna happen in life.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, life finds a way to like change your mentality, or kick your ass in some way, and that's the beauty of it. But like, going back to like you sticking to that, I mean, that's just something that is all based on your mentality and just based on like what you want to do. And I personally believe you could do it. But I do think it's gonna be difficult as fuck.
Yeah, I already know how hard it's gonna be because I dropped a mixtape. Please don't listen to it. I dropped a mixtape in 2020, right? And I was like, I'm gonna spend this whole year promoting this mixtape. I dropped a fucking new single a month after that mixtape came out.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I have new shit. Fuck this mixtape.
Another prime example is so I work with Lexi Scatina, right? And even we call it the weekend model, right? Where like he had the long dreads, and then he cut his hair, and then he went in the pop route, and then he came back and face all fucked up. It's a character for the project, right? I made her commit to 6 months of having her wig. Like, you want the pink wig? We're coming in masterpiece. We're gonna shoot this. All your promo stuff is gonna be in this wig, right? This is gonna be your character for this project. We lasted 4.5 months because the wig got hot as shit. We had like issues on stage, like a lot of things happened. It's like, and then she just wanted to go back to being the acoustic performer, brown hair that she's known for. And it's dope. It's dope. Cool. Let's do that. Right? But it's so hard to commit for a long period of time because life fucking happens and things happen. Like, who knows what's going to happen with a wig? Like you don't know until you're doing like 6 and 7 shows. She was out at the rib cook-off in the damn wig and it's hot. Like,
that heat and the smoke.
Yeah, she did 3 hours.
No.
She did 3 hours at the rib cook-off.
Shout out to Lexi for even attempting that.
At that point, you either let the winds of change push you, or you plant your fucking feet deeper in that dirt.
Yeah,
and
facts.
you stick to what it is.
Yeah.
But that's another difficult task. You're kind of going against the elements, bro. Yeah, on wax. You're going against the elements at that point. I'm like, I couldn't do that. Don't even know how. But that's insane. Oh man, but seriously, like again, that's just like that was definitely something that I really hope to touch on. So I'm glad you like answered that for me because I see everybody just trying to do like trying to stick to their guns or just do multiple things at once. And for me, it's just my concern for my fellow like my brothers, artists, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I know that they're focused on the music, but sometimes like you get carried away by like you need to pay the bills and you gotta you can find a way to get a camera or do videos and stuff. And I'm like I always like when we had Bozzy on here, I told him like, don't let that, like, you find the time to, like, do what you love, which is your music, and that's what your main focus on. Don't lose focus of, like, why you got into doing it in the first place.
When it comes to people like Bozzy, I am thankful for him, right?
Oh, dude, same.
He mixed and mastered my entire album.
Dude, right? I love Bozzy.
And if it wasn't for him, my shit wouldn't be as fucking great as it is, right? Like, he's easily, like, the best engineer I've ever worked with him. Fucking love you, Bozzy. Please pick up my calls. I miss you. But at the same time...
Hold up. Before you continue, I'm surprised you didn't say fuck that guy once to him right now.
Fuck that guy. But at the same time, I fucking feel bad for him, right? Because this fool does everything for everybody but nothing for himself. That's you've heard the podcast. I pressed his ass right there. I was like, so when the fuck are you going to start doing this shit for yourself? I'm like, because...
I'm still waiting on a Bozzy album.
Yeah, because he's got the camera.
Yeah.
Hey, I just got the cover done for him. All right, it's coming. All right.
Nah, good. Cool.
I didn't get it.
Cool.
I didn't get it. I didn't get the placement. But
it's crazy because all I had to do was give him an overlay. But I literally showed him a picture of an overlay I had. He's like, "Yeah, that's perfect." I'm like, "Whatever." I just sent it to him.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. Yeah, you just wanted an overlay.
I put a fucking parental advisory and I sent it to him. Like, all right, enjoy it.
Oh my god.
Whatever. But it is in the works a little bit from what I know. I don't know too much though. But anyways, he's got the camera. He's got his mixing and mastering. He's got his producing. He's the executive producer to Buddy Wireless's new album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By the way, that Buddy Wireless video, I haven't talked to Bozzy yet about it. I saw it like maybe before we got here, but I saw
that shit was ass. You should give up.
I thought it was dope. The idea was clever.
No, it was tight.
The idea was clever, especially if you. I mean, I haven't worked in like the food industry like that, but I could totally tell like he based it off like personal experience.
Oh, you know what? Hey, the video that he made, that shit's pretty relatable. Because I used to work at the pepper mill. Like half the shit that he was doing in that, I was like, yeah, I feel that shit.
See, and that was his intention from when he told me just a little bit about it. Like his intention of like, especially like what he's posted to, his intention was like just anybody that relates to like working in that kind of industry. And I think he did pretty well. I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Shout out to Buddy Wireless though.
So
Bozzy, he produced that entire album. Mix and master my album. He's doing videos for the Castaways. He's doing mix and mastering for Castaways. He's producing for all kinds of people, and it's like the business is nice, right? Because now he's making a lot of money. He has an LLC for 4U Productions, which is great.
Dope.
But now where do you find that time to spend on yourself? When do you find that time to apply that pressure to your own shit, right? It's so hard to balance that, it's so hard to balance that business with your music, right? Because now it's like, what do you take more seriously, right? Do you take the shit that's paying your bills right now more seriously? Or do you take the shit that could potentially, in the future, maybe, if you're lucky, pay the bills?
I mean, most of the time, like, you're most likely going to go for what's paying your bills because that's how you survive.
Right.
But at the same time, like, it's like when we spoke to Garrett, like on the last episode too, like he was grateful that he now is back to a 9-to-5 job because now, like, when he's off, he goes to the gym and goes straight to work on his craft until he goes to sleep.
Yeah. Can I just say, I hate that I haven't been able to listen to Garrett's interview because I'm not gonna baby bro Garrett. Like, he has enormous success. I've known Garrett for a long time, and he's always been like little bro to me. But that motherfucker has done amazing things, and I feel like he needs way more love.
I'm ashamed that the interview is as short as it is,
and also we haven't even dropped it yet.
It's like at the time we're recording this, I think it's like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, and
I'm ashamed that it was not longer. Right?
That was terrible circumstances.
That fool has too much game.
But he's one of those that he's also going to come back on again because we want to give him more time.
Yeah.
Like, I could do 45 minutes just on like his recording process, songwriting, and then I still don't know the story behind his placement on Tech Nine's album.
Oh, he goes into that.
So that's on there? Okay, dope. Yeah, I could do 45 minutes just on that, but
we got to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of something Stu really wanted to get into.
Talk about it? He's like, no. And then in the interview, I was like, all right, so let's talk about the technology.
He's like, all right.
So proud of him. So proud of him for that.
No, yeah, Garrett's a fucking monster. Yeah. Shout out to Garrett. But yeah, it's like, when it comes to cats like Boz, it's just like, how do you find that time? Because I understand you want to focus on the thing that, pays your bills because that's how you survive at the end of the day. That's how you keep that roof over your head. That's how you keep those clothes on your back. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, it's so hard to like maintain that and a music career at the same time because now you don't have enough time for both of them at the same time to put the same amount of energy and the same amount of time. It's like that's too much of a toll on a person, right? It's like relationships are going to crumble at that point, right? Because you could do it, you could definitely do it. But you're going to sacrifice a lot of things.
You are going to sacrifice a lot. But I also feel like Russ gave a lot of artists like a false sense of what could be. That's that model. Like,
let's talk about that. I want to talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. But like, you can. I love what he's been able to do, right? But Russ doesn't film his own videos and do his 100% of his own photo shoots, and like, there are people that are hired. He has a team behind him. Like, he is not a one-man band.
It may not be a label, but he has a team.
But he has a team, right? And he may not like big up creative director, blah blah blah, right? But there is a team behind that, right? He also doesn't go out and shoot music videos for other people. He doesn't go and do photo shoots
he's purely focused on himself.
Yeah, he's clearly focused. His end goal is to be the artist of the millennia, right? That's him, and that's where that time like falls short. Like, what are you? Do you want to be an artist, right? Bozzy, do you want to be an artist or do you want to be a creative? Like, there is a difference. There is a difference, and I mean, I selfishly would love one day. I mean, before he actually got his LLC, we're like, come over to the Abasto Co, right? Because that's like that. The big thing was you and Bozzy eventually being like over here, right? Because I love creatives that I can get along with instantly, right? You work a 9-to-5.
Yeah, I do.
But we could talk about that. But I'm saying, like, there are people in this city, and eventually, like, the plan is to have multiple locations and all that stuff for the Abasto Co. But the people that I know are genuine and are amazing creatives in their own right. Like, you have your own style. Boz has his own style. You have your own style. And then we can all sit in a room and be like, bam, we're doing this for this artist. Let's start throwing around some ideas. And I respect every man that's in that room, or woman that's in that room. That's huge. I need that, right? With Boz, I just want to know, because I saw him perform at the Alpine, and I'm like, bro, how are you not a fucking superstar?
See, that's where. So we're gonna jump in that too, because that's where I thought too. So that's where my concern for like Boz is. And again, I love the dude, but when I saw him perform, I was like, yo, dude, like there's something here.
Yeah,
like you could tap
special.
into this, and that's why I want him to like focus. I would love for him to just focus on his music, you know. But I totally understand where he's coming, because I've had this conversation with him, and I love what he does. I love his work. But I mean, like, I want more of his music. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, dude, like, I just want more of this.
Oh yeah, like he makes amazing music, but like I said, it's like, you know, his survivability.
Yeah, no, that's survivability.
For other people,
yeah, and that, and that's kind of like, it's like a double-edged sword on him at this point. Like, you know, I understand what he's going through.
And it's weird for me to like encourage him to give up that.
Yeah,
you know,
because it's his life.
Not give up, but to like, you know, focus more on being an artist. It hurts for me, because, you know, I'll be out of a fucking engineer. You know. But,
yeah, but I mean, for me, admittedly, I would love to see what he would look like as a full-time artist. I would like to know what that genius translates into as a 24/7 artist. I would selfishly want to see that day in and day out, because the content that he creates for other people is already phenomenal.
Yeah, just imagine him putting that.
What about you?
Yeah, just,
like I want that for you.
Yeah, what if he just flips that into him, and it's just like, dude, I'm like.
So when you hear this, when you watch this, damn it, I want 2 months of you not doing shit for nobody else.
Oh man, that's
easier said than done. You're done recording me.
Yeah,
all right, so
he don't need your ass anymore.
I don't need you right now. I don't need your ass.
That's a full year. That's a full year, maybe, like away from Jimmy, which I'm sure he's like, thank God.
Yeah, I closed his ass down for 2022, so you ain't got that shit.
No, yeah, I whole ass kidnapped Boz for like 2 days. I was like, we're finishing this fucking album today.
Hey, listen, right as he walks into your door, like. All right, so
he walks in. I lock that shit. But like, all right, we're finishing this album. We got 18 songs to go.
So a reason why I say that though is because I ain't seen Boz cams.
Oh yeah, the
like,
famous Boz cams.
I actually look forward to watching the Boz cams. And I'm like, bro,
Boz cams.
I don't got any Boz cams. What's up? Motherfuckers are everywhere. Like I would like to see where the Boz cam takes you. Please, more in 2022. Can we get the return of the Boz cam? Please.
I mean, I'm sure he's got plans for the Boz cam. I've been meaning to speak to him about that.
I admire fucking people that take rappers and then they fuel their egos, right? Because like rappers, that's like probably the best way to grow. I was telling you about this when we started the Blueprint. We're gonna take these rappers, we're gonna take these egos, we're gonna put them on camera, and they're gonna promote them, and we're gonna fucking blow up off of it, right? Because look at Jerry's fucking bracket, look at the Boz cams, you know what I mean? Those are 2 instances of people taking an ego of a rapper and putting it out to the public, right? When you take a rapper like Trev Stone, for example, excuse me, you know, you do a Boz cam with him or you put him on a bracket or whatever, he's going to share that, right? Because he's going to be like, look at me do this cool shit, you know what I mean? Oh, look at me, I'm in this bracket, I'm the shit. Or, hey, I'm in this Boz cam. This guy, he interviewed me. We made a song together. It's on camera. Go watch it. You know what I mean? It's like the local fucking cave from Kenny Beats. You know what I mean? Like every time I see people like pop up nowadays that are creatives, it's like their game plan is always the same. It's like we're gonna interview these local rappers. We're gonna grow my name, and it's so respectable because it's like that's the smartest shit you could do. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like
I got something for you. Let's
hear it.
Oh, let's hear it. Yeah.
So announcement, right?
Oh, special.
Next year, in collaboration with the Weather Watcher, we're filming a documentary called The 16.
Oh my God.
And so it is going to be 100% about the scene, right? Veterans, new cast, all the things, right? So when you get a call or a DM from either me or the Weather Watcher, you need to pick that motherfucker up because you're gonna get filmed.
If I don't get a call.
Oh yeah, y'all better watch out for that.
So to the point of like fueling people's egos and all that stuff. When I was a rapper, there wasn't an interview style thing that was going on, right? And I'm big on like Coke Boy TV and all that stuff. I was like, damn, I want interviews. Like no one's doing it for me, so I'm gonna do that. Back to the cover art thing too. Like I saw a hole and I filled that. I filled that position. And so I did Astronaut Gang TV for a long time, and I went around to everyone and interviewed people and had them spit a 16 and all that stuff. But there's a documentary called The State of Rap. I'm sure you guys have probably watched it before. It's a big thing, like like M was in it, J's in it. Like there's
I think I know what you're talking about.
And so I mean they went to different cities and all that, but for me, I'm big on legacy, and this will be my way of contributing to the scene that's away from like the bracket. You know, I want this so that there's at least a timestamp of what was, at least in the decade or so, and y'all can remember the scene for what it was, because I feel like, and y'all can correct me with your opinions, but I was a part of what's called like the golden age of the Reno scene. Even when people were hating on people, we had a lot of motherfuckers doing a lot of things.
Well, shout out to our boy and our primary sponsor to this podcast, Anthony. That fool said that we are in the renaissance of the scene, right? Because now everybody's getting over trying to stab each other.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to promote each other, right?
Yeah.
You know,
It's a
we
nice
have
change.
creatives that do interviews. We have creatives that everybody is more collaborative than ever, right? Because when I first started, I was at the end. When I first started, it was at the end of all that. I'm gonna fucking stab you in an alley if you even mention my name in anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I started at the end of that shit, and I started at the beginning of this new era. You know what I mean? But like, it's changed so much, because when I started, nobody was fucking with each other, and then like over like the past like year, we now have a blog, Weather Watcher. We now have the Abasto Company. We have rappers, you know, collaborating more. We have more of a focused scene now, because, and now that we have this, that's when Reno is gonna be. But because like 3 years ago, people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the one that puts Reno on the map." That's not how that works. The city puts itself on the map. You know what I mean? It's only as a collective that happens, right? Look at Atlanta. You can't point at one person and be like, "Oh, he's the reason why Atlanta's hot."
Yeah.
Atlanta came up because it's fucking Atlanta. Same with New York. Same with LA.
I can go 45 minutes on just that, bro.
No, definitely. And yeah, so I want to speak to Anthony's point, like the Renaissance. So he actually like sprouted an idea that I had that's very similar to what you and the Weather Watcher are doing. But in regards to Anthony, you know, we do got to get him on here. So we're a bunch of assholes. We're not having him on here yet. So I'm just going to say that. But yeah, we're going to get him on pretty soon, hopefully. But in regards to that idea, I don't want to say too much of it because it's still just in the cocoon of my thoughts before I, you know, go on to it. But it's also a documentary style, not a video. It's more of a photo project that I'm probably going to make it a long-term project. So who knows what I'm going to do with it, but it's probably going to be a book instead. But that's something that I'll be working. But that's something that sprouted over the when he said the renaissance of it. It gave me an idea.
With this documentary that you're working on, is it going to be with just artists, or is it going to be with creators and stuff like John?
No, so it's strictly artists, producers, and DJs and sound. Okay. Yeah, fuck creators.
Fuck you, John.
I'm a photographer.
Watch, they're gonna pull that out of the damn interview, and they'll be like, the Abasto Co says, "Fuck the creative."
Hey, so in regards to like that part right there too, when you said you're an artist or creative. See, for me, I lean more towards I want to be more of the artist, which is for me is photography. So I've kind of ran into like the part where I've been doing mostly videos all year, which is my plan. I wanted to focus more on doing like more music video and stuff, and so far because of Jimmy, like that was. My year, this whole year has been a success for me.
It's not my fault. I just throw money at it.
That's a great success, bro.
Yeah, and just like last year, like during like you know when COVID was going on, like my thing was you know to work on my portraiture, so I stuck with that all year. Like I barely stuck to what I started doing photography, which is my documentary style, behind the scenes, and you know just my street photography. So now, like next year, like my plan is to now that I've kind of experienced what I wanted to, I kind of know like what I want to do. Right. So that's why I really wanted to get your opinion like on that conversation we just had. Like, you know, you kind of lose focus like when you're juggling like different things or different crafts, and you kind of lose like kind of makes you like kind of realize like, hey, what you want to put into perspective and what you're trying to focus on, and that's kind of what I've like recently found out in the past couple months. Like obviously working with Jimmy and doing all these videos, and not just you, but you know videos for Stu, and then like you know videos for other people. I'm just like. You know, I'll still do videos, but I'm like, I really just want to jump back into like what I want to do.
But then I'll be out of a person that does videos.
No, motherfucker. So like I said, I'll still do videos for you. I'm just saying, like,
who am I gonna call?
My focus, like my like, and that's where like you know like when I charge people a certain amount of money, for example, like it's because like they're taking time away from what I want to do, and that's why I'm now not afraid to like throw a price and to say nah, it's not gonna hurt me. I'm just like I just don't.
So we had a conversation. Me and JK had a conversation when we were filming Bosnian Young Presley's video in the park, right?
Oh yeah.
So have things changed since then? As far as like,
what was this conversation?
It was basically like, yo, I feel like you're not charging enough. I feel like you're overly nice guy to a lot of people in the scene, and I don't want you to get taken advantage of. And then he came back to me and he said, I can't be like you. And I was like, the fuck you can't. You can, but
I do remember this conversation.
But you definitely have a reputation of being a gentleman to your clients, where I tread a line where I want my time respected, I want my craft respected, and then you'll get something dope on the back end.
So because you have your name and you also have your reputation as a creative too. You made GTA.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So in regards to that, I'm glad you asked me that because and honestly, like I remember the conversation now that you brought it up, and yeah, it's definitely changed. Mostly because like again, as I've been doing all this, like I realized like where my time is, like, and that it's where like my time is, like where I want it to be placed. Like, you know, now, like, you know, I have a girl, like, you know, I'm doing other things, and my main focus now is like, you know, I really want to focus on what I want to do, and I've kind of like lost sight of that by doing things for other people. And again, that's not a bad thing because I love like working with Jimmy, working with other people too. But
that's
sometimes
a whole lie. He does not like
shut
that
the fuck
shit.
up.
I'm the most stressful fucking person.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, talk about it.
No,
tell you the truth.
but I mean, after like watching what everybody else is doing too, like, you know, like you're a prime example of like of what like that's kind of like made me realize like what I really want to do. Like you're putting your focus on like, you know, your company, but you have like that straight like tunnel vision mentality. Yeah. And that's something that I need. I've been wanting to find like what I want to do and what I want to just put that focus on and just work towards. I've kind of just been like all over the place, kind of just spotty and just doing a bunch of other things. So now I've kind of realized like, you know, I want to tap in more into my artist stuff. I want to do work that's like meaningful to me, and that's kind of something that I'll be working towards heading into next year. And that's my main focus. Whether it gets me paid or not, like maybe in the long run, maybe that'll pay out. But I just want to put more focus into my personal work and make meaningful work, and hopefully it reaches out to people. Are you telling me
that I'm gonna have to hire fucking Jerry Abasto for my videos?
I mean, you could.
Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I mean, but no, sorry. Before I cut you off, the thing is, I just told like what I just said. Like, I'll still do videos for certain people that I've grown a like, you know, good rapport with. But I mean, like in regards to like new people, it really just depends. If you bring a good idea that I like, I'll drop what I'm doing just to, you know, to work with you. But other than that, my main focus, like
you still need to have somebody that values your time, right?
Exactly.
Because that price that doesn't come from do I value myself and do I value my creativity, do I value my time?
No,
How much is my time worth?
And that's why I wanted Jerry on here, because this is the man that I have really like just like looked like up to in regards to like how he does his business, and like the time is what like really stuck to me. It's like I value my time now. Like my time is very valuable. I told you hit me up on a Sunday, it better be good, because that's usually like the day that I just stop everything and just relax, get away from it for a second, spend time with my girl. Like if he hits me up on Sunday, it better be good.
Oh yeah. He told me, he's like, yeah, Sunday's my day off, and I'm like, all right, bet that Sunday I called his ass. I'm like, all right, I got some bullshit for you.
Did you get yourself a journal?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I have a journal. I have, you know, like a calendar. So now I have things like, so now I know how to space out my time, and that's what we talk about too. That's what I try to tell him. Like, that's why I got him into getting one too. So it just helps him better.
I suck at using it.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you,
it's just practice. It's super helpful.
I didn't start until this year. I didn't know
I think after we had that conversation. Yeah.
And I mean, I schedule myself down to the 30 minutes of each day. 30 minutes of every day, and I feel more organized than I've ever been in my life. And I feel like for as busy as I was as a freelancer, I wasn't profitable. Now I'm profitable. I'm a success because I'm more organized, and I'm able to devote myself to like my wife and my kid, give them that quality time, and know that I'm not actually losing money on the back end of anything. Because there's a lot of projects that would come my way, and I'm like, no, I'm cool.
No, yeah, I've actually had the same thing this year too. Like, there's like I look at like in my calendar, I'm like, I got enough. But somebody hits me, I'm like, I don't need this. I just pass it on to somebody else, or like somebody who, like, you know, I know that they're just starting. They might benefit from this more than I will. But that's kind of like what this year's kind of shown me. Like, you know, like honestly, like I've been hit up by so many people to do like multiple things. You know, some I've taken, some I haven't. And I'm just blessed to be able to like get some side money on top of like what I already do. So I'm just I don't.
A lot of those people, though, back to your point about Stu, getting in the studio and then dropping the song and doing things like within like a fucking 18-hour process. Yeah. Look, I am 100% like sturdy when it comes to this. Like, you don't respect your craft if you're trying to turn something around in 24 hours. You didn't jump into the studio and plan that track. You didn't plan a rollout. You didn't do anything. You just want a song out there. That was a hobby track. I don't care how hot it is.
On wax. Come on.
I don't
John,
care.
I don't care how far away you are. On wax.
I don't
listen to this, Stu.
It's just it's like you should respect yourself and your craft enough to give any, like what I wrote in the damn Till the Veins Run Dry thing. Anything worth doing is worth doing, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So it's like, please put effort into it. Like, do more than just the bare minimum and you'll receive more on the back end for it. Please.
Yeah, because if you drop it in 18 hours, right? Like, it's like you didn't develop like a real plan. Not only do you not have any, because like, bro, like fucking artisan, like Art of War, like fucking what's his name, Senzu.
Oh yeah, I know the book, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the battle is won before it's ever fought, right? So a rollout is not just what you do after it comes out. It's about what you do before it comes out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Are you promoting this shit every fucking day? Are you making sure that's getting to as many people as possible? Yep. How much money are you putting behind it, right? If you have a song in 18 hours, you already lost the fucking battle because you didn't play. Like, you have 18 hours to promote the song that's coming out. You know, it's not going to really go anywhere, right? Because considering, you know, what time people are on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, whatever, you know, it's not going to get enough traction or whatever unless you're extremely lucky. At that point, that's where luck starts to play in. You know what I mean? But like, you need like a real solid plan. When it comes to, I remember when it came to like dropping my my singles for my album, I would always start promotion 2 weeks prior. Right? I think that might be a little too soon, honestly. You know, but I think 2 weeks is a good amount of time to start at because you have 14 days to tell people and to let people know, hey, I have this coming out. You know what I mean? This album has been finished, right? I've been promoting it for like the past 6 months. You know what I mean? Past 6 months, I'm like hashtag money talks, getting into people's heads. Perfect. And now everybody I see when they post about it, what do they put? Hashtag money talks.
And honestly, like that's how like again, like when I've spoken to other people, like they're like, oh man, Jimmy's just blowing up. I'm like, but he's been building that from like 6 months ago. I'm like, he's been working on it, and nobody really remembers that, but they remember
it's a mind game.
Yeah, it's a mind game.
It's a mind fuck for real. Yeah.
Because now whenever like Rhea posts my stuff, it's almost mandatory that you have to at least put the hashtag in before. You know what I mean? Hashtag money talks. You know, because I've been building that for so long, right? You have to have a proper rollout. I always tell Stu this shit because he'll make a fucking song and he'll put it out the same day. And I'm like, you can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? You have to at least please make sure that it comes out on all platforms at the same time.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Which he's got better about. When I first met him, I think Deacon was out for like 2 weeks before it was ever on Spotify. You know what I mean? At least he put out more than less like at the same time on all platforms. But I'm telling him, like, bro, you need to fucking talk to somebody. All right, so you need to talk to our boy Chris, who also does marketing. You need to talk to Chris or you need to talk to Jerry. You need to talk to somebody and make sure that your rollouts are proper, because I know for a fucking fact, right? This is not like because he's my friend or because I believe in him. Fuck all that. I know for a fact that if you were at least playing at least one good rollout, this motherfucker would be at the top of the fucking game right now in the scene. I guarantee it. This fool can sing his ass off. He's talented for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
One good rollout it's straight. You know what I mean? Like
it could hit. I will say this though, if it works well if it's a gimmick. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram Live and you need content, watch me subject line. Watch me make my new hit single in 18 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's context too, right?
There's like watching.
That's why I think that's why my TikTok's been fucking popping off, because I was like, POV, you found me X amount of days before I blew up.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, those and it makes sense.
Those work.
I've gotten 11,000 new people following me.
Yeah.
In the 10 fucking days.
Perfect.
Because I posted, you found me 7 days before I blew
But
up.
imagine that a rollout strategy is fucking working. Weird. Who would have fucking thunk it?
It's crazy.
Holy
how
shit!
It works,
you put some time and effort into it, and not just going the night before, knowing that it's gonna release at 9 p.m. Right? oh, by the way, new single, la-di-da. And then just fucking letting it just sit on all platforms. And then on top of it, it's a rollout strategy. There is a rollout after this. Fucking supposed to goddamn keep going. Yeah. And people are like, hey, 2 weeks after, fuck it. It didn't hit.
You got to think.
You haven't put any traction in. Have you done any radio runs? Have you hit up DJs? Have you done any marketing outside of just putting it on Instagram or Instagram story and calling it a fucking rap?
Right.
It's so fucking frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating, bro.
It sounds frustrating.
Yeah, but then again, to go back to the point, I only deal now with the people that I know have the budget, that also want that long-term business relationship, that are about their business. Like you have to have all three of those elements.
Because at the end of the day, it is a business, and you know what? You have to find the good that rapport.
You've talked about this several times concerning some people who don't respect the business side of it, right? Which is why we don't work with those people. We're not going to name any names because we still love everybody.
Fuck that, drop them names. Fuck them kids.
No. I ain't trying to start no beef with them.
We're just that kind of polite people, I guess.
I'll be violent in person. But I ain't trying to be violent over the internet.
No, you're good.
No, but
Mike.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But some people, it's cool because at the end of the day, the business is there because of the art. Mm-hmm. But the art is also there because of the business.
Facts.
It's yin and yang.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people just forget all about the yang, and they want to go all the way to yin, and it just doesn't fucking work, right? Yes, you could focus on your art. You want to make your art as good as possible? That's great. That's good for you. But at the end of the day, like you said, you're making fucking hobby songs. You know what I mean? Start putting money behind that and take yourself seriously. On wax.
On wax. I'm learning.
On wax, yeah. No, everybody starts catching on towards the end.
Yeah. But I also, I kind of, form models and stuff so that my clients understand what I'm talking about. But the Lizzo model, right? So if you have a single that you love with every fiber of your being knows that this can be the hit that takes you to that next level. Mm-hmm. You go 6 years on your single, that feeling good as hell, that Lizzo song that I can't get fucking out of my head still to this day. I don't like the damn song, but it worked for her. 6 years of promoting that song to finally get it to where it is, and now everybody knows that song.
Or look at fucking Astro World by Travis Scott. He dropped that album in 2018. Yeah. It is 2021. It's still on the billboards. Yeah. For real, I'll pull up the billboard charts right now and show you. He has at least Can't Stay on there. He has at least Sicko Mode on there.
Yeah. I was like, if you do pull it up, screenshot that and send it to me later.
But there's also recent events that would make sure that maintains a position.
Oh, yeah. Recent events.
Yeah.
But we'll stay away from that. It's controversial.
But then again, he created the festival to be able to do those things to keep that music continuing still to this day.
Yeah, it's literally called Astro Fest, Astro World. His next album isn't even named Astro anything. It's called something else. I forget what it's actually called. But 2018 he dropped that record. He's still promoting the fuck out of it, right? Yeah. You'll hear him on a feature every now and then, but that's his main goal, right? Yeah, I see exactly.
No, what you're saying. Again, it's just his focus. He's there. I mean, it's basically what Jerry said.
Yeah. But you have to stay consistent with your material. If you have the faith in your material, you need to stay consistent with your material and back at that. Mm-hmm. Put all your money behind that. Do you have a single on your project that you feel is that one, or you haven't hit that spot yet?
Oh, of course. I feel like
not because you love your own music. You feel like there's at least one that you love Schoolboy Q. What song are you throwing at Schoolboy Q? You can only listen to one.
If I could only listen to one Schoolboy Q song?
No. You are giving him your music. That's your boy. You have... This is what's going to get me to the next level. What are you giving Schoolboy?
I'm giving him Swivel, man.
Yeah?
Swivel.
Oh, that's my God.
favorite. It's the greatest song ever. Fuck you. I don't care. He likes Clockwork, all right? But, Swivel is just the hardest fucking song I ever made. But
see, look. So
you know what? Let me backtrack. I would send his ass GTA. I think
GTA
the GTA is a song that's blowing me up right now.
Okay.
Right. Because it's, it is what it is, right? 100 BPM. It's smooth. It's got elements that everybody fucking likes. You know what I mean?
It's what started your 100 BPM, just crazy.
BPM. That's all I need.
That's where you live? 100 BPM?
That's where he lives. That's where he lives.
That's where I live.
It's hilarious. I mean, everybody makes fun of him for it, but I mean, it's his bread and butter. It's his bread and butter.
But if you love it,
Yeah, see,
stick to
yeah,
it.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, even though I give you shit for Swivel, and I never told you it's a bad song, I love the song.
If it's not your favorite song, you fucking hate it.
I just like Clockwork more. But what I'm saying, like, but what I was trying to tell you is like, hey, you're passionate about the song. That's why like, you love it. You're passionate. That's all that matters to me. You got that song that you just love. What can I say to you about it?
Oh yeah, fuck it. I genuinely like there are songs on there. GTA is definitely up there, right? Because it's been blowing me up for the past week. You know what I mean?
The video was fun, dude.
Yeah,
the video was fun.
The video's fucking tight.
Hilarious
you know
story.
I mean? Like, it's crazy. I hustled like this is what I did. Like I hustled my ass off for that video. I gave him and Stu the bread, and I was like, "You guys are gonna film this video." And then me and my dad, because I don't have a car, me and my dad, we went to car meets, and then I went around bugging every single fucking person I could to show up to this video. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm doing the fucking song. I'll blink out your license plate and all that stuff. I just went cards, and I showed him the song, fell in love with it immediately. I met this one white boy. His name was Pancho, right? He ran the whole fucking truck scene, right, with all the Mexicans, right, which was insane to me. But that's the reason why there's so many fucking trucks in that video because of Pancho, right? He got all those people that I hustled my ass off for everything in that video because I believed in it so much, and I still believe in it to this day. That song is almost that song's a year old now, and I still promote the fuck out of it to this day. You know what I mean? Good. I've had 3 singles come out since then. I've had Impala, First Class, and Presidential come out since GTA, but GTA is the one I still lead with because that's my biggest song, and I know exactly what it's capable of. You know, so yeah.
Well, you see where I'm getting at with the conversation, though, right?
Yeah. See
put some more bread behind that.
Yeah. See, and the thing is, the thing is, like, people always ask me, like, yo, how did Jimmy get all those people? Honestly, I don't know how he did it. I feel like he just asked people and they just came.
Hey, Jimmy's got a mouthpiece.
No, he does.
Like,
he does.
That hey, like, I ain't saying you smooth talk everybody, but I already get a vibe from Jimmy.
No,
like,
seriously, don't let his, like I've always told everybody on this podcast, don't let his demeanor fool you. This dude may seem little wacky, little corny, but when you meet him for the first time, you're gonna understand why this dude has a mouth like just.
No, he's
something about him. He's got a smooth talking. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a cool insane. Persona. I fuck with it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I would head down 2022 GTA.
Oh yeah, I'm putting a lot of money behind this album because I know that this album is going to get me to a level that I've been wanting to be at for a very long time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like you said, put as much care into things that, you know, if you care about it, you fucking care about it. You know what I mean? I forget the exact quote. I apologize, but like, you know, I put a lot of fucking money behind this. Like, cause like if I don't believe in this,
he definitely has put a lot of money behind this. Like, it's insane.
but also, I gotta shout out my boy Eli McCoy because he is one of the few people that I've seen actually go on like radio runs outside of the city. He hit the East Coast, went up and down the coast, colleges, actual radio, like. He had Source DNT behind him and all that stuff, but that's neither here nor there. His money, his budget type deal. I want to make sure that you put that type of energy into your... These are like the gems I'm trying to give more people is I don't see you as just a local artist. I would like to see you beyond state lines, like actually out here touching, you know, folks in different states and stuff like that. I don't know what connections you have around this area, but I would get out as soon as possible because
he's flown people from different states out here.
Yeah.
So he has connections outside of
that. Shout out that fool's from Atlanta. Shout out Danny Dolphin.
Yep, Danny Dolphin.
Out here. I'm flying to Soprano out here in a few months. He's from Detroit. You know.
So it's nothing to get that flight the opposite way for yourself.
Yeah, really.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's gonna have to work on that.
You know, and go and be with Danny Dolphin in his area and show face and get that respect out there and show it, you know. Bring your cameras, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's huge. And I mean, it's good that people want to come here and show love in our city, but it's definitely more. And one thing that I learned from Eli is it is a totally different experience being around people that don't know who the fuck you are. They only can base off of your music and your persona.
Right.
And the love that you get if you're a dope ass human being and you can rap your ass off.
Right.
That's fire. And so when I see him on his little promo runs and all that, I'm like, damn, they really fuck with you. Like it's wild. I'd like to see that from more artists. Like, so that's a gem. I would really like to see you. Fuck, I don't even care if it's just out in Frisco, Portland. Like start West Coast if you got to.
Yeah, you can go up or down.
Yeah, I want. Yeah, go to fucking middle of nowhere. Go to Jackson Hole, bro. Go chill with fucking Kanye for a little bit, bro.
Go to Irwin, Tennessee.
Yeah, fuck it.
Just right back to Tennessee, huh?
But like, I really feel like going back to what we were talking about with like the scene and just like people don't look outside of the city limit. They want to be like the king of the scene. They want to be the first person to put it on the map and all that stuff.
I think it's because I've been building like this local shit for so long. You know what I mean? It's like, because when you talk about going out to the other cities and promoting there, you would have to develop a local presence there. You'd have to start from the bottom. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, but you got the power of social media that wasn't there before. Yeah. You can get your street teams out there. You can pay a couple bad bitches to do some stupid shit for you. Like it's and this is what I'm talking about. Like you have to play the game to get there, right? All these artists have played the game in one way or the other to get there, right? And when I look around, and it happened when I was doing music. Like admittedly, I wanted to be the king. I wanted to be number one in town. Yeah, it meant jack shit. Yep. To be on every single show and shake hands and open for whoever was coming out. It didn't bring me any money into my pocket, significant money, you know? So it's worth your time to expand beyond that. Like if we're talking about who's like went outside of the city limits and done a lot, like Fiki played Warped Tour, right? Eli McCoy, he's done his tours and stuff like that. Shit, I did a tour. You know, like there's shouts to Dialect and, you know, Black Rock City All Stars, Element, you know, they were part of Digital Underground back in the day. You know, there are people that have done significant shit, but go back to what you were talking about with Atlanta, it's like you can't point to one person and be like that one. That's the whole reason why Atlanta is the way that it is right now. I want that mindset to stop. Yes, unity is dope, but when you go to local shows are rappers, their girlfriends, their side pieces, right? And that's like the extent of it. Like I want to see more fans. Show me fans, right? Not the people that you did music with. I want to see your fans show out.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been catching on to, is because it's like a lot of people, you know, when you're local, it seems like the only people that like, you know, will show up for you are people that you work with. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Because
100%.
you know, you get to know people, you know, we all support each other at the end of the day. But now it's like excuse me. Now it's like, show me the people that you don't work with. Show me the people that you influence simply because of your music, and you've never even sent a fucking DM to.
I would challenge anyone that has a show coming up, right? Local artists that feels like they are at top tier in town, right? I would challenge you to tell any recording artist, producer, DJ in town, right, to move aside and let everyone that is a fan of your music come to the front and see how many people are there.
Ooh, that sounds like a trap.
No,
dude.
no, it's a gut check moment for you, and that will humble your motherfucking ass.
No, yeah, I was about to say that is a good test to see.
And a lot of the reason why so many local artists preach unity is because they need other local rappers to fill those arenas,
fill those seats,
the venues, not arenas. Yeah. We're not at arena level yet.
We're not performing in the A Stadium.
No. But like seriously, that's a gut check moment for you. Like humble yourself a little, you know, but it should also act as like a damn. I need to get on it, you know, like.
Because it'll show you how much work you're really putting in. Yeah. Right. Because you know, at this level, I could easily go, I've been putting in a lot of work because I know more rappers. Yeah. But, you know, I guarantee you, like, I have fans on my TikTok and my Spotify and shit, but if I were to do that shit, 5 people would show up. And it'd probably be the 5 people I told not to show up because I wanted fans to show instead. You know, it'd be John, Stu, Bozzy, and the Castaways.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. It'd be those people, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, it shows you how much work you're really putting in, right? Yeah, like that's a fucking. I see your point exactly.
Yeah. And to go back to ZP, because he made a statement after the show that we have with Bozzy, right? And it was about like you'll see ZP in the front row supporting people, right? He'll go and get his drink or whatever, and then he'll be there, right? Support, right? And he doesn't feel like he gets that reciprocated, that energy, right? And he's 100% right. But you can't expect other rappers to do that for you. You can't. Like,
because not everybody has the same mentality.
no, not everybody has the same mentality. Like, you are a great guy for doing that. But I personally, if I was doing music, I wouldn't hold that against you. Because me being up on that stage, it's cool to look down and see your peers. But your peers should not be filling the front row.
Right.
Fans should be filling the front row for you. You know what I'm saying? So
your peers should be in the back.
Yeah, I mean, somewhere
I mean,
in the middle, like,
stage with
I mean, I totally agree. That's why, like, you know, on some shows I stay in the back because I also want to see just, you know, the fans that are like just gonna go wild for the homies.
I like the energy of being in the middle.
Yeah, the middle is fucking perfect too. That's where it's just rising.
Dude. It's hard for me to stay in the middle. I'm a fan of everybody.
I'm also a little claustrophobic. Don't want to be, you know, grouped on like that. I'm like, get away from me.
But back to your point though.
But I mean, that's the thing. You should have that moment. Every artist should have that moment. If they feel like they're killing it and in their local scene, have that moment. Move everyone. Move your peers, move the DJs, move the producers.
See how much you really clean.
And let's see the people. And then there's also like the shy people who are like, oh, I came to the show, like, I fuck with this music, but I don't do that. I don't do all that. Like, I'm not groupie status, you know? But you'll at least clear a path. Those lights are hot, but they're not that hot.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, you'll be able to see.
You know, like, have that moment and see. But challenge, 2022 challenge, fan challenge. Like I want to see that shit. I really do.
For that.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm gonna be on the streets bothering people.
Matter of fact, you don't make the bracket if you don't got 3 people.
Oh shit.
You have to do a show.
You have to do a show.
Yeah, you have to do a show.
All right, Jimmy. That means you got to do a show at least at some point.
Hey, I'm opening up for Shooter Gang Coney. All right, sometime in January. I forget, but it's mostly Dano. He's pulling me up on that.
So obviously we're about to, you know, run on time, but Jerry, there's just, you know, 2 things I'm gonna ask you before you know, we call it.
Okay.
But the first thing is, like, you know, just let the people know what you got going on, if you want to share what you want to share, and second, what is the best advice you would give somebody who's trying to get into your position right now?
And also, who do you hate? Who do you hate? I need a fill in.
Okay, I need a
fill in for Stu.
Okay, yeah.
Who do you hate?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I
hate
the fact that Stu isn't here. He's definitely on my shit list for
Fuck
not
you,
fucking being.
Gotta get a PNG of Stu right in front. Boom.
Hey, unless it's fucking COVID or some shit that would affect my wife, my family, your ass should have been here, and I'm pissed.
Again, could be that reason. Just gotta.
It's not cap.
Yeah.
I saw his eyes.
For anyone that wants to be in the position that I'm in currently, I would say you do not need a college education to get to this point. I'm very strongly opposed to the current college system.
It's all about mindset.
No, I'm also against it as well.
University of YouTube and real life experience will get you to the point that I'm at right now. There are billionaires, there are millionaires that never set foot on a campus.
And this is coming from 2 guys who've done school.
Yeah, facts.
I'm telling you right now, I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, if you want to be in this creative field, is what I'm getting at. The creative field, not a doctor, lawyer, obviously you need that shit, but in this creative field, nothing beats hard-earned experience, boots on the ground, getting that real life shit.
And it's all about mindset. So.
Yeah, and mindset.
You gotta be able to take that negativity, take the positive, and turn it into something for yourself. Yeah. That's my personal opinion on it. Because I mean, like, you know, I've had a lot of positive stuff, but I've had some negative stuff, and that doesn't affect me any. But I learn from those mistakes, and that's how you do it. It's just your real world experience.
The other thing is being consistent and being organized. That's how I'm able to move the way that I move. That's why I feel like a lot of people look up to me where I currently am and where I'm going to be, is because I'm able to manage my time effectively. So if I'm out somewhere, I move with a purpose. What was your third question?
I think the third question was.
No, you asked me who I hate, and I said Stu.
That's right. It's Stu.
What are you working on, though?
Yeah. What am I working on? Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so definitely the 16 documentary with Weather Watcher.
Looking forward to see that all come together.
When do you start shooting?
So March is when we start shooting. Woo. It is not going to release until September.
Woo.
So we are doing this correctly. The script is already put together. Location's already locked down. Everything.
Oh man. I'm excited for y'all, for real.
But honestly, if I call you, I need you to pick up that phone, because 99% of the time it's definitely.
How many rings you giving him?
Oh, there's a lot of rings. Like there are. I'm making sure to include a significant.
No. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the rings on them to give them the chance to pick up that phone.
Oh, fuck it. No, I give everybody a second chance.
Right, cool,
like,
cool.
hey, you might be handling some business that hey. You do your thing, or you could be with your family.
Just so y'all hearing that,
you could be at you got Cheesecake
chances.
Factory or some shit. Like,
yeah. You got chances.
But
you got chances.
I do leave a voicemail, so you know exactly what I'm asking of you. Yeah. That's the big one. And then obviously within this next year, we would like to bring on 2 additional creatives. We had an intern for a very short period of time. Mm-hmm. We're not going to go into that. It didn't work out, right?
It's all good.
But I am into educating and developing individuals. If it's something that they want and they have very limited time, I'm totally an open book. Obviously, we've had conversations. It's like, what do you need to know about today, tomorrow? I swear you had one other question that you started.
Oh no, that was it. It was basically what you got going on, who you hate, and then also what would you give? What advice would you give?
Give advice.
You already did that.
Okay,
you did all of it.
Okay,
well,
cool.
I mean, dude, Jerry, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
You put so much game into this episode that I'm glad that this is the last one of the season. Last one of the season, last one of the year. Fucking love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
We'll see you next year in 22, baby.
Yeah, we come back. Blueprint out.
The Abasto Co, baby.
Yes, sir.